Good evening and welcome back to Softball SA Live softball action with fully loaded softball. James Harris here, and joining me in the Spacequake Sports Call team is Mark Cramp and Nick Green. Good afternoon, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, James. Good evening, Nick.
Good evening to you, Mark. Good evening, James. Looking forward to this. I can't wait. Last week was an absolute ripper, so we've got the Thunder v the Angels first. So the first cab's off the rank tonight. Can't wait to see what they bring. Last week was exciting, but the weather was poor. This week, the weather's really turned it on. We've got a light breeze, but everything else is set for a shiner because the sun's still shining. And there's only a bit of light wind, but I don't think it'll cause it to be too cool. Feel great.
Great opening, Nick. Well done. Thank you for that. We've got the Thunder and the Angels to kick things off tonight. And for those watching at home, it is a brand new concept, fully loaded softball, brought to you by Softball Australia. Great new product, I guess you could say, short format of the game. We have fully loaded bases to start every inning. 3-inning game, short format. Let's get straight into the action. Steph Drzezinski pitching for the Thunder. Jordan Lambert leading off for the Angels.
And Jordan Lambert goes after the first pitch of the game, and that's a fantastic pickup.
Oh, what happened with the throw? They'll be disappointed with that throw, that's for sure.
And Regan Lambert tags up on the catch and comes home for the first run of the game.
Action immediately as we get underway. Jordan Lambert likes the first pitch. Probably expected that up ball there from Steph Drzezinski, and a sacrifice fly to get started. Jackie Beale at centre field as we watch the statewide super replay. Great camera angle there from our team at Spacequake Sports. Good play from Jackie Beale, but the throw was a little wild as the run crossed the plate easily. Runner from second over to third, that's Jenny Gray. Chelsea Robinson, the new hitter for the Angels.
She just watches that one through for a called strike. She's got some good pace.
Yeah, Steph looking pretty good tonight, actually. That's I've seen her warming up, and yeah, she was on fire in warm-up, so I can't wait to see what she brings. She's got to bring it every 15 seconds, of course, and no later. That was 94 Ks, but still, she got it.
Great stolen base pick-off from Treble H Aussie Spirit Vice Captain Belinda White. Gets the runner going from first to second, but the runner from third was able to score. So we actually had a run score on that play. So the Thunder gave up a run for an out, 2 out, Chelsea Robinson, and no one on base.
Chelsea Robinson goes after that and does not find the hole. That was a good chase there, James.
That's Neve Adams, young Neve Adams at shortstop for the Thunder. Takes a good catch for the third out. So we had 2 batters, we had 3 outs, and we scored 2 runs.
And it was a really good pitch too from Steph. She just dropped the pace right off there and just managed to grab the outside of the plate, and Chelsea just tried to pull that a little bit too hard and obviously popped it up. So a really good pitch selection there.
Well, as we know in this format, James, I think the Thunder will be happy with 2 runs given away because it's easily turned around. You start with the 3 runs on base, and you've just got to just bring them home. So it's not a big.
Last week, we saw a big first run innings. Do you think this now puts the pressure back on the Angels to actually hold these runs even harder? Because last week I think we saw about a 5-run start.
Absolutely, Nick. 7 runs to the Thunder in their first attempt, but that was probably one of the biggest scoring innings of the competition, so probably was a bit of a lesson learned for all teams. So very interesting point that you make there, and a valid one. The rest of the scores, we might take you through them when we get a moment, but the scores for the other games were actually quite close, but in each inning at least 1 run was scored from memory.
And this is the woman that started it all off last week, Belinda White. I think she hit 2 for the night or 3 for the night.
1 ground rule double. So 2 home runs and a ground rule double. Jessie Dressick on the mound for the Angels, and Belinda White, as Mark said, up to bat, fires that one in. Just a casual 105 to get things started for Jessie Dressick.
Just warming up there, Jessie, 105. It's going to be interesting how she throws to Belinda now. I reckon it could be a little bit out of the zone.
Ground ball to shortstop, and just gets under the glove of Lambert as she tries to take it on the backhand side. 2-run score, and Belinda White's tournament just continues here as she brings in another couple of RBIs. runners at first and second for the Thunder.
Well, I think shortstop for the Angels, Jordan Lambert, has got the sun in her eye. She pointed to the sun. You can see she sort of, you watch the statewide super replay, it was coming at it. She sort of turned a little bit there. May have shanked it.
I'm
Not
going
too sure.
to give a single.
Yeah, an error's an error.
So 2 runs score and ties up the game. New hitter for the Thunder is Sophie Roberts, Junior Aussie Spirit representative earlier this year, Irvine, California for the Junior Women's World Championships. Just reaches at this one against club teammate Jessie Dressick, both from the Walkerville Cats Softball Club.
That was a beautiful 105-kilometre drop ball there from Jessie. Superb textbook stuff.
High, but she gets a piece of it. Good play at second base. Tries to turn 2.
Whoa!
Safe was the goalie ready to go.
He had it locked and loaded. He was about to throw it down, wasn't he?
He just couldn't. I think she did beat the throw there.
Statewide super replay. Roberts gets a piece of the ball. She has to leg it out. Great play at second for the Angels. That's Sophie Hoyle, new Angels representative tonight. Sarah Tonkin, the hitter for the Thunder, watches this one through for a called strike. Perhaps probably waiting for something to happen on the bases. Chops this, foul. So the scores are still 2-all. Chloe Charlton's on third base at the moment, so runners at the corners. 2-all at the moment. Chloe Charlton started on base at first, so 2 runners have crossed the plate. There we go, score has changed. Dressing to Tonkin as she watches this one high and outside for a ball.
She just took a little bit of pace off that one and sort of guided it out to the outside there. Chelsea Robinson setting up, mixing it up.
Yeah, you can see Chelsea really changing those figures down there for Jessie because, well, at this stage, they're trying to pitch around her a little bit. They don't want to give up another run being 2-all.
Well, is that the right idea right now, James, or should you just be blasting it through?
Just reaches at this one. Pippa Atkins got a job here. Double play attempt and great play from the Angels defensively. Pippa Atkins had the time and composure to go back to first, play the force out, and then fires it home. Let's watch the statewide super replay, Nick. That's Chloe Charlton.
Just in time.
Didn't really slide in, did she? Just tried to reach in home.
I think she knew she was done there.
Yeah.
She gave up just before hitting the base.
Look, have a look at the statewide super replay. You watch the way that Chelsea Robinson gets into position early too. She's creeping up there, and you watch how she just sits over the plate and blocks her significantly about a good couple of feet away from the plate. So that was perfect.
Yeah, normally try and protect the run, but they knew they had plenty of time, so they opted for hitting first base.
We won't get too much time to go through the lineups and talking points, so we just got to be quick in between innings. So we'll get to our social media when we can. But guys, just around the Thunder defense, Steph Trzynski pitching to Belinda White. At first, Araha Munro. Second base is Jess Neves. At shortstop, Neve Adams. Third base, Sophie Roberts. And in the outfield for the Thunder, Chloe Charlton at right field, Jackie Beale at centre, and Sarah Tonkin at left. Millie Fitch, the hitter for the Angels.
Leaves that one, and that was very close. You can see Steph just having a bit of a laugh there, a bit of a giggle going, geez, that wasn't far off.
Once in there as well for a called strike. So getting behind in the count, Millie Fitch, so she's got to protect the strike zone a bit here, get the ball into play, move these runners around. Mark, you were just touching on the tactics before the pitches. I actually think it's a deliberate tactic, changing the pace, throwing around the strike zone a little bit, because this game is non-stop action, as we saw last week, and we mentioned it probably only about 3 or 4 million times.
Yeah. Oh, I've just recovered from last week, James. It was a fantastic introduction to this form of the game as Millie Fitch goes after that one. And
it's out.
What a catch, what a catch.
Well, that was a beautiful play coming off the diamonds, and obviously with all balls being live, it does make it a bit of a risk.
So Sophie Roberts gave that a fair old stretch too, did very, very good.
So the runners left stranded. We've got Mackenzie Ween on third, Jordan Lambert on second, and Chelsea Robinson on first. Sophie Hoyle making her debut for the Angels tonight. Gets after the first pitch.
The West Torrens slugger. She put one over couple of weeks ago.
Last
for
Wednesday night.
Last Wednesday night for West Torrens. She'll be looking at that 180 feet against her teammate.
Yeah, Steph Trzynski. That 180-foot line is definitely within range for a hitter and a slugger, as you said, Mark, like Sophie Hoyle.
The Angels having plenty of speed on base. You got Jordan in scoring position. Chelsea's no slouch when it comes to getting between bases as well. So they're primed here, the Angels.
Gets after this one, goes foul. Roberts close, but it just goes over the fence. Nearly a second fly ball in the inning.
Sophie Hoyle not afraid to have a bit of a swing either. She's looking at that 180 feet fence, and why wouldn't you? But Steph Trzynski's up for the task.
That one's in there for
you don't leave those
strike. Sophie Hoyle goes down without a fight in her first offering in fully loaded softball.
Don't buy a bet if you're not going to swing it. That's no good.
Pippa Atkins.
Should be very disappointed.
Very awkward when you walk out there without one though, Nick. It's like you've forgotten something. You just can't work out what it is.
Yeah. Oh, is it my helmet? You know.
Well, umpire's setting up position now.
It's umpire Neville Lawrence, the World Baseball Softball Confederation Hall of Famer. Look at Pippa Atkins here is up to bat, and maybe a little bit of added pressure here, guys, because the first two batters haven't been able to advance the runners, not even a single base.
This is big pressure on the third at bat here. Massive pressure to get a run in. And she's swinging beautifully.
Now, we watched her last week. She was a bit in two minds, Pippa. She was sort of, do I run and bunt? Am I doing a left-hand running bunt? Am I swinging the bat? She was changing it at each time at bat. Today, she's dug in and she swung that very well.
It'll be interesting to see where Bell's going to call this next pitch, given that a run could be brought in.
Well, I just took a big sigh there because I reckon I'd still be swinging at that if I saw it.
And Bell's asked the question to Neville as well, where does this need to be for us to have some fun, Nev?
Neville said, don't ask me, I'm guessing. No, he didn't say that. He's been around a long time. He's assuming.
Foul again from Pippa Atkins. Let's go round the diamond, as we said, played up by Neville Lawrence.
We're out of balls.
Steve Wallace-Yarrow, state umpire-in-chief at first with Dave Datson, 180B at third base. Paul Brooking is patrolling the outfield, and the off-field diamond tonight is Damien McCauley.
Oh, what a star-studded lineup. We've actually introduced the fourth umpire this week, James, to regulate the home run and roll through.
I think it's much needed because there were a couple of close ones last week at the start of this series.
Down in the dirt, and White keeps it in front, so no runners can advance.
She is exactly who you want there, isn't it? In this situation, loaded bases, you know nothing's going to get past here.
Trzynski just rolling through the signals there. She's got to be quick. She's only got 1 second to deliver.
Whoa, she got away with that because that sat at 0 for a little while.
You can as long as you start your motion. It doesn't have to be delivered. The pitch doesn't have to be complete within 15 seconds. You just start your motion within 15.
Right, that's a good clarification.
You could see that she was trying to hustle through that, so it was good pitching from Trzynski.
Well, in her defence, she's got 135 pitches.
Pops it straight up. Neve Adams has got some work to do and takes it in the end. So
Very
3 up, 3 down, no run score. So the Angels held scoreless in fully loaded softball. Guys, let's go straight to social media. Haven't had an opportunity yet. So if you're watching at home, got some good numbers already. Make sure you like and you follow and you comment and you share, because we're interactive and we could not be more happier to bring you fully loaded softball. Chris, you got to mention last week. I'll mention you again because you were watching from Maui. Aloha to you, Chris. She's loved it. She's hooked. And she's having a cocktail. So g'day to Chris. Mandy Layden's watching. Hope your travels are going well. We're looking forward to having you back at work. Let's also say she's watching from Victoria. Lexi Pierce, g'day from Lexi. James Todunder's watching. G'day to Jimmy. And Jess Maslin is supporting from home as well.
What a lineup. So we've got any more than last week. Where are our figures at, James? Please update me. I'd like to...
900,000 people watching from home.
Beautiful. That's
Jerome Vernocchi's watching. G'day to Jerome. Joni Mitchell watching from British Colombia. So we've got people from all around the world watching.
Love it.
Because the word is out, fully loaded softball is here. Araha Munro's the lead-off batter. Ground ball to third base. Jenny Gray makes a good out, but the run from third scores. That, of course, is Belinda White scoring from third base.
Sacrificing that run there for the out. Very important.
Left-handed batter in the box. Jackie Beale came in handy last week from the left side. Gets a called strike first pitch.
Yeah, a couple of RBIs went under Jackie's name last week. She was incredibly heavy.
You can just see on the left side of the screen the countdown clock. It's set on 15. And that is for the pitcher to deliver a pitch within the first 15 seconds.
Oh, she swings at that and goes for strike 3. So there's the second out.
Just trying to slap a ball in play there to get a run, and no good. Still plenty of opportunity here.
Well, Neve Adams in the box now. The Thunder has a hack at the first one, just chops it down. We've got runners second and third. 2 outs. This game's quick, isn't it?
Non-stop action.
A very off-pace inside drop there at 84 Ks, just cutting in way too low and inside.
Well, I'm just catching up on my scorecard here. We can see that Belinda White scored that run for the lead as Pippa Atkins takes this one in foul territory. And the fast-paced action is non-stop here, guys. You cannot take a breath, which means we may very well need to rotate through the commentators. We've got a very special commentator. Some from around Softball SA will know, some from around Australia will know. Bit of a blast from the past, so we're looking forward to bringing her into the commentary box in not too long at all.
Very, very lucky that she received a release today. So that was a bit of a bonus. It was a day release on a Thursday, so she could make an appearance.
Well, she's still got the bracelet, but anyway, we can deal with it.
Batter in the box, guys. Neve Adams just got away with that one on the outside edge. Likes to ring it up. Just reaches for it. It's going to be awkward for the Angels to defend. Third out is made. And I've lost count. I can't remember what
3,
the first
2, 3
was.
out. There we go. So we should be looking for Millie Fidge, Sophie Hoyle and Pippa Atkins first, second and third for the Angels.
That's not a bad lineup.
I got distracted slightly there. Hey, let's go back to social media. We had some fun just before. We said g'day to some familiar faces, some nice names. Lexi Pearce watching from the Gold Coast. Be perfect weather up there. I was up there for Pampax this time last year. Absolutely sensational.
Magic.
Joni Mitchell said hi back, and go our GC girls. Chelsea and Stephanie. That's from Ash Humphreys. Drummo said g'day to Mandy. She's the manager of the Open Men's team this year. Sandra Gentleman, welcome back. And g'day to Courtney May. She's watching. Grant Sims is watching the coverage as
the Mill Dog.
he's recovering from his surgery. So yeah, as you said, Millie. Straight back to the action here, guys. We've got a new pitcher.
Zoe Young on deck and facing Zali Adams. We've got a pass ball, and we have
a new pitcher here for the Thunder. Ellie Georgiaris comes into the game. She is new to fully loaded softball. She had the last week off as she's studying, so or she was away with school perhaps. So new batter.
And it looks like they've had a replacement with Millie Fidge out as well, or had a designated runner in there. We'll have to check that out, because that wasn't Millie that just came home.
Not the best start, giving up that pass ball run. So
yeah, Harriet Rashid was the one that crossed the plate here. So Young up to bat with Sophie Hoyle on third, Pippa Atkins on second, and Ellie Georgiaris gets in for a called strike. So Zoe needs to get the ball into play here to help the Angels get a bit of a lead as we start the top of the last inning. Change of pace.
Oh, good change of pace. A 69k.
But I tell you what, she picked it well. She went after it. She held to hold a little bit more, and she would have went after it. This is the top of the third. Like you said, James, last innings has come and gone. We don't even know.
This is
last
actually,
chance.
we've had another change here, guys. Mickey Collins is the batter in the box for the Angels. Chops at this one. It's going down the third baseline and foul. Yeah, a couple of changes in the lineup here, guys. Zoe Young was listed as the starter, but seeing as it's the third inning, we've probably rotated through and brought in some bench players here. Mickey Collins is the hitter for the Angels. Regan Lambert on deck.
He's going to make you think, Coach Young, isn't he? You're not going to get a free ride. You're not. Well held as an unbiased call there.
Yeah, 63 Ks. It's a big change from Steph, isn't it? Coming in just around 100 Ks, Steph was, and dropping it down into the 60s and 80s. It's going to be tough.
Well, watches that one for ball 4, and it loads the bases back up. And up to bat is Regan Lambert. Number 2 of the number 3 of the Tri-Lambs.
Youngest of the Lambert sisters.
And hello to Kathy watching at home.
Well, former state representative Kathy Lambert in the under-19 women's, and known as Kathy Raha back then.
Raha. All right, giddy up. Welcome back.
I don't want to know that one.
That's the family name.
Oh, okay.
And the middle name of all 3 of the sisters. How about that one for a little bit of trivia? Big cut at that one there, Regan Lambert. Part of the Glenelg Rebels lineup. And they had a win last night against Port Adelaide, 2-1.
They did. Great work there by the Glenelg Rebels. Such a powerhouse last year, Port Adelaide, weren't they? A very intimidating team.
High for a ball. Now, Ellie Georgiaris is coming in at about 84, 85 Ks an hour. So, actually, pretty good tactics, if you ask me, from the Thunder. Taking out Trzynski, who was coming in, throwing some gas, and only for Georgiaris to come in with a little bit of a off pace. There you go, 71 Ks an hour.
Really off pace, James. This is dribbling over the line, and what a change to make in the last dig too. This is just a perfect change after they all got used to the pace of Steph very quickly and started to just get a couple of hits.
Swing and a miss from Lambert, so a couple of strikes.
Tell you what, how was that swing? That was some powerful movement through that swing. That was an impressive swing. I liked that.
I could hear a whoosh. I heard a whoosh. It was a definite whoosh.
High for a ball and a walk. That will bring in a run. Regan Lambert.
There's never a more costly time to bring up a walk, is there, for a pitcher? Zoe costing him a run there. But if she'd put it in the zone, would it have been more?
Well, we've got Jenny Gray making her debut in the fully loaded tonight for the Angels. On deck. And holding off on that one. Can you tell me a little bit about Jenny?
Under 17 girls state MVP last year.
Wow.
She helped lead the SA team to the final, all the way to the final in January earlier this year.
Remember that.
Change of pace from George Ark. That's the weapon, isn't it?
67 Ks an hour, and it just dropped in and clipped the corner. This would be very off-putting, this pace. These girls were expecting to face Steph and go out hard.
And it's working. It's working. So far, it's working.
This one goes
gonna drop in. No,
side,
it's not.
Infield fly is called, so the runners all stay put where they are. Second out.
Well, it's working. They got 2 runs in, and the Angels lead 4-3. Loaded bases.
I was 1 out?
2 out.
God, even I've lost.
2 out.
It's all happening too fast.
Mackenzie Ween, the hitter for the Angels. Gets up for this one. A long ball into the alley there. This was one bounce and into the gap.
Oh, 2-run shot.
It's a
2-base.
2-base hit from Mackenzie Ween. One bounce and over. 2-run shot. And the Angels get a little bit of breathing space. So absolutely sensational turn at bat from Mackenzie Ween. She got all of it.
And guess who it brings up now?
Back to the top of the order, Jordan
Lambert.
As a timeout is called. Not happy! The hitter, Jordan Lambert.
But look who's on deck to back her up.
What a great tactic. I suppose the base was empty. It's not going to cost them anything. They may as well put her on there.
It may cost them. Look who's on deck.
But then they've got Chelsea. So
Chelsea
what are
Robinson.
they planning to pitch to Chelsea?
Well, do you give them another run and say, we'll move you across? As we say that, Chelsea Robinson drives one out, which will bring in 1. And Regan Lambert comes home to give the Angels a 7-3 lead at the top of the 3rd. And I say a very big welcome aboard to the Spacequake Sports commentary team. Laura Bond, how are you?
Fantastic, thanks, Mark.
Welcome aboard. How are you finding it? Exciting?
It is. Look, it's a good time to come into the box as well. It's all happening.
Oh, it's an exciting time right now. The Angels are on a bit of a hitting spree. They're up 7-3. Nick, do you want to talk Laura through the ins and outs of this game? Give her a bit of a quick how do you do for Fully Loaded. You saw it last week.
It basically starts off with all runners, and that one just a little bit hot. It's going to drop in too, and it's gone past the right fielder out there.
And that'll score 2 runs as we turn around, and Jordan Levitt comes home, and the slide in safe.
Wow, that is really costly for the Thunder.
That has certainly opened up the game, hasn't it?
Wow. Yes, well, she's not the best colour man in the business tonight. Well, look who's
Thanks,
on deck
Laura.
now.
We got her in for special comments. We didn't know they were going to be very special, did we?
We've now got Sophie Hoyle, the West Torrens slugger. Now, she didn't do too well in her first, and I'm not going to jinx her, but it was okay.
Yeah.
So,
No, she did leave it hanging last time, and she can't. Well, she can do that again, but I dare say she'll be out with a vengeance for this one.
Now, Laura, how would you have gone in your heyday in a format like this? Hey, tell me you used to throw bullets.
Yes.
Oh, well. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah.
Special comments.
No.
Tell me, how would you have fitted into this? Because this is a great format of the game.
I've actually been thinking about it while I've been watching it, and it offers it's really beneficial for those pressure games in the traditional format, being able to work through, I suppose, starting with loaded bases every single innings. From a pitcher's perspective,
And Chelsea Robertson comes home.
you just got to focus on the batter,
You know,
like you would in any other.
Yeah, you're right. You know, one thing that we noticed last week at the start of the game, guys, it was unperceived pressure. Everyone looked at it like a natural game. They're starting with pressure because there's runners on the base. Oh, no, they scored 6 in one innings. How am I going to get that back? A couple of hits, and you're already back to 4 runs. You know, so you've got to let that go. The general game has got to go, the normal play, and you've just got to get into a different mindset. I reckon you would have been fantastic.
But just leaving that high one there. It's a pretty important pitch now, Zoe. Has this change actually been beneficial? It started off really well by putting the Angels off, but I'm not so sure now that I look at the score at 9-3.
Yeah, well, look, the Angels have sort of just, I think Coach Young and you got Jackie Crafter out there, all just having a bit of a chat saying, look, just wait, and then go. So, and Pippa's not afraid to swing at this one.
I think it's now that it's really important just to hit the spots, have faith in Bell. You're not going to get a more experienced catcher behind the plate when you're inexperienced. Trust her, trust where she's calling, and just hit the glove.
You got one of the best in the business behind the plate, and you're 100% right. Could you imagine just being able to sort of sit there and go, oh, you call the spot, I'll throw it, and if I hit that spot, as that pops up out to left field, and where do we, oh, what a fantastic catch out there by Sarah Tonkin to bring up the, isn't that the third out? I'm pretty sure that's the third out, isn't it? Well, I must be way off, 2 outs. Well, I've got to learn to colour in a little bit better. Apologies for those playing at home.
Just a bit high and outside. We did see that get called last time, so Mickey Collins leaving that, and it turns out that was the right decision. Runners on 1 and 2 here.
In the dirt. And gone. Oh, I tell you what, that would have been very, very close with Harriet Rashid shooting back quickly. But I tell you what, Laura, you called it earlier. She's the years of experience behind that plate and that arm as well.
Yeah, look, I've spent a couple of seasons pitching to Bell, and just knowing that you can throw the ball anywhere and it's pretty much recovered, even if it's in the dirt, up high, there's nothing getting past her. So as a young pitcher, you've just got to build on that confidence.
So I read into that statement that you're probably taking credit for teaching Bell everything and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's what you got out of that?
I think she got plenty in the dirt when Laura was pitching that.
yeah. She's not going to miss them now. She's had 145,000 in the dirt from Laura. At pace, too.
We got Mickey Collins here. Just farted that one out to foul. But hopefully she can bring it around. we've got two runners there. We've got a runner in scoring position, and
we've come to a bit of a stalemate. We've come to a bit of a stalemate here. They've sort of closed it up, and that's what you said they need to happen. Just throw to the spots, and this is what's happened. It's sort of slowed it down and dragging this top half of the innings out. Oh, great work. So there's the third out that I was looking for before. And that was a pretty convincing innings for the Angels. Not so for the Thunder, but they've got plenty of talent in the back.
It was a great comeback. They started off well behind there, the Angels, and have brought that right back. But anything can happen. We're down to the last dig for the Thunder to make it up.
Jess Neves and Kelsey Barker and Chloe Charlton on deck.
Look, Jess is always good for a hit.
Yeah, Jess has got plenty of experience playing for Port Adelaide, I believe.
So who was the last out there? Is anyone going to help me out here, or am I just going to guess? It wasn't Pippa, it wasn't Zoe. Zoe was out. She's been replaced, I think, hasn't she? But I'll draw a line through there and we'll have a bit of a go. Next innings, well, this is the last innings anyway, so let's see how we go as players are at their positions. And what are we waiting for now? The umpires, I know, we got the Angels coach streaking around the back.
So
here
we got
Jess Neves,
coach Annie, daughter Millie, pitching to a very experienced Neves here from Port Adelaide.
Hang on, time's been called, we've got to change. Umpire Neville Lawrence has called time and said, well, I'll call time if no one else is going to do it. Takes control out there, the big man.
Reset it again.
All right. Jeez, he's barking orders to us now, Laura. Jesus, he doesn't give up, does he?
Nothing's changed.
Dear oh dear, that's a fly out to right. She tags up and gets the run.
You have to run in that situation, and she did.
Oh, and another one's coming home. Oh,
that is a beautiful slide from Jackie Bill, just getting under that tag. And the throw from the catcher there, just a bit high for Millie to bring the ball down in time. So Jackie Bill getting under that slide beautifully.
That was Oha Munro coming home for the first run of that, and that brings Jackie Beale home as well. So that's two, and we got Neve Adams snuck around to third. Wow-wee.
Some well-timed mayhem, and they've picked back a couple of runs.
Exactly right, 9-5 now the score. So the Angels' lead is diminishing.
Geez, it doesn't take much. We were just having a conversation about that.
Millie's really going to have to play a key role here in hitting these spots. As Laura was saying before, there's probably nothing more important than hitting these spots now with a runner in scoring position and a good batter up.
Well, you said it before, the pressure's now back on the Angels, isn't it? To hold that lead, it's okay to get 4 or 5 in an innings, but you've just got to hold it. Millie Fidge's got a job to do for her team now. There's catching change as well. We've got Zoe Young.
You can see Jordan there still stuck in the sun a little bit. There's just a tiny bit of glare hitting her face. So shortstop is finding it a little bit tough at this time of night, but hopefully that'll go down soon.
What's a round of softball without the sun in shortstop's eyes, though? Seriously.
Kelsey's going to take the base, and the tag just too late there. So they've advanced the runner. And Millie Fidge, where's she going to throw now?
I have noticed there's been an increase in batters in the left-hand box.
I think the slapping does play a key role for this game, this condensed version. Slapping's always been a great way to change it up and generate a run, and there's no important time now than to generate a run at this scoreline.
So we've got a runner at first, we've got a runner at second. We've got Chloe Charlton up to bat. This could turn it. One swing of the bat, guys. Oh, and speaking of swinging the bat, she comes home. Wowee, and Neville says, oh!
Yes, I think the tag was there. I'm sure we'll see the Spacequake replay.
Watch this, Laura. Talk us through it. What does she do? She goes on the pass ball.
Slide.
Neve Adams is coming. No, She didn't slide. Neve Adams.
Back to the very special comments. What does she need to do? Slide.
Slide.
Yeah. Very. Oh, it's a simple game, isn't
I
it?
tell you
Softball,
what.
it is a simple game.
I think that's why you and I have been playing for so long, Nick, because it's just very, very simple.
And
they've returned the favour and said, there you go, Belle, first base is open.
Yeah, so the I suppose the cheerleaders or the key position holders, being Jordan Lambert and Belle White, have both been intentionally walked.
Oh, good stop there too by Regan Lambert. Pippa says, no, there's the third out. And that would be, James, as they say in the history books, it's over. Look at that, as we both throw out to Regan Lambert. She has a bit of a fumble and fires it in. Pippa Atkins cuts it off. Holds a runner at 3, turns around and sees a runner coming, and easy out there for the Angels to take the win 9-8. Wowee.
Very close game there. Game over already. Laura, thanks for joining us. That was great.
I'll see you in another 5 years.
Thanks for the 45-minute trip down to watch 5 minutes of softball. Now, guys, I hope you're enjoying it at home, because it's a very fun atmosphere down here. The game's so quick, and we're getting super comments from some of the greatest that have played in South Australia. She just wrote that down. She just wrote that down on my book. So we've got the Angels that are going to hang around because they're playing the Vespas next. And the good part of this format is you can chop and change, get an innings here, get an innings here. You can rest your pitches. You can change your batters around rapidly. You've got some speed on the base. I think that's the key. What do you think, Laura? It's if you've got speed or is it power? What wins this game in your mind?
Both. I think.
There she is again. I tell you what, guys. It's
simple game, simple woman.
Imagine having a conversation between Laura and Lee Holt. Wowee.
There wouldn't be enough cup of tea in the world for that conversation.
A 44-gallon drum of your finest herbal things.
I was about to elaborate on that, thanks. Look, it's like any game of softball. There's time for power, there's time for subtleties.
Yep.
I think, sorry. I think there's I actually really like this format because it doesn't really matter what the state of the game is. It's always open for one team to come back, and I think it comes down to doing the basics in the field, keeping it tight. So, like any game of softball.
Do you know what? Most of the girls that I've spoken to after the game last week, they've all said the same thing. There is nothing better than feeling that pressure, and actually doing this as a training is a great idea, because what better training is there than game training? So it's a great format for that and for getting those skills up.
Great insight from some of the best in the business here, guys. Not only are they expert commentators, but they are also expert players as well. Both state representatives, Laura Bond and Nick Green. We thank Mark Cramp. He'll be back later on the night, making way for myself. Guys, we've got a little bit of time between innings. Let's talk player of the game, all right? So let's talk performances. And you can't do better than superannuation, than statewide super. So our statewide super performers of the game. I'll kick things off. Might have been for the losing team, but Steph Drzezinski gave up 2 runs in 2 innings to 5 batters. So
we certainly noticed the difference when Zoe came on. She held him for a while, but it was never going to be good enough in the end. They were always going to catch up. I mean, Ellie, what do you reckon there?
It was Ellie. Ellie Georgiaris came in relief for Steph Drzezinski. Just the younger pitcher. She's in the under-18 state team. And as you were just mentioning before, great preparation for these state representatives that are preparing for national championships in January. More game time. Ellie's not going to get this competition when she goes to national championships. So if she can hold her own over the next couple of weeks in this competition, she'll be better off for it come nationals in January. So for mine, Steph Drzezinski, you look at the hitters that contributed. Well, I don't think there was many that got more than one chance. And Belinda White got a double or a 2-run shot and an intentional walk. Mackenzie Ween was important, I thought, for the Angels.
Yeah,
she had a
definitely.
2-run. ground rule double as well. No home runs in that game.
Jackie Bill popped up again. I think the only one to slide tonight, which demonstrated that you actually you should slide coming into home because you've got a better chance of getting safe. Sorry, James.
Oh, good. I was a choke on my microphone. Harriet Rashid popped up out off the bench as well for the Angels. I thought she was a good contribution. She got on base and she scored as well.
I tell you what we're seeing. We're starting to see some tic-tacs coming from the coaches here. We're starting to see a couple of little tactics pop out. And
oh dear.
starting to see a
some
bit
tic-tacs.
of a...
Some tic-tacs.
Yeah, the tic-tacs. The tic-tacs are coming out. I can see they're changing the flavours a little bit. They're trying to make some changes to see what it's going to do to the game. And we saw some big ones tonight.
I actually think it's a good opportunity for coaches to try some of those tic-tacs that they don't normally try in the traditional format.
Yeah, if you're normally a spearman, switch to the orange, you know.
Well, guys, I'm going to refer to my cheat sheets here if you want to join me for just some of the talking points between the games. We've got about a 5 to 10 minute break between games. We've got to write the lineups. We've got to change the umpires. We've got to change the teams over. The next game will be the Angels versus the Vespas. The Vespas beat the Angels last week, guys.
Okay.
And if we look at the results from last week, we saw the Thunder beat the Vespas.
Right.
The Angels beat the Thunder, and the Vespas beat the Angels. So
I'm confused.
If you weren't confused before, you should be now.
all teams played 2, won 1, lost 1. But the ladder and the way that the rules work is that the more you win by, the more bonus points you can get.
It's the runs for, and I tell you what, the 26 runs is looking pretty good for the Thunder after last week's results. So, but the Vespers, Maddie Cameron, they got Zali Adams. Is Amber Hood back in tonight?
Amber Hood makes her debut in the Fully Loaded tonight, so we're very excited about seeing her in action for the Vespers.
Yeah, I think that could make a little bit of a difference tonight. It'll be interesting to see. We can see the Angels now having a bit of a chin wag, but Sue's been doing a bit of the talking. So I wonder if they're doing any changes at all at the moment. I hope not, because it's hard enough to follow, let alone with changes on the run.
Hall of Fame. Not only for Softball SA, but Softball Australia Hall of Famer Sue Tomlinson, an Olympian 2008. One of the pride of South Australia right there. So the Angels with great advantage in the coaching ranks there with Stars head coach Morgan Young, Sue Tomlinson, the Hall of Famer, and Jackie Crafter, who is the state coordinator of coaching. Not to be outdone, we've got the state under-23s coach and the state under-16 coach over for the Vespers in Andrea Collett and Bill Benedictson. So
Star-studded.
Yeah, it's not only the players, the coaching lineup's pretty impressive, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, the scores, the last time these two teams played, it was 10 to the Vespers, 9 to the Angels, and you have a look, as you mentioned, through that Vespers lineup, and they've actually got some pretty good names in there. Ada Caruana will be missed tonight. She's out, as is Jordan Lee and Cara Tilton. But as we mentioned earlier, Amber Hood is in the team and in the lineup for tonight. So we'll make sure we point her out when we get to that one. Hayley Benithan in the Stars squad as well. And then you've got a couple of the young guns in this team. Zali Adams, Peyton Daniels, Cara Schultz.
Jessie Keach played a bit of a key role last week too, so it'll be interesting to see what she can do tonight.
You can see your hands out, Laura. You got ready to say? You can fire when ready.
I was about to say, I think, again, in this format, the importance of just getting the ball into play is going to be important, and regardless of the experience in the box, as long as those batters are getting the ball in the diamond and putting the pressure back on the field, they've got to make the play. So,
and that's where we get back to it being great practice, I think, for hitters as well, to feel that pressure, to have to get the ball into play and score a run. There's no better pressure than game pressure, and I tell you what, this format really brings it out. No matter how much the girls said afterwards, that was so much fun, we just love playing with each other, they also felt the same pressure they normally would.
All right, we are live, we're interactive. We've got 1 million people watching on Facebook Live at the moment. You can catch us on YouTube as well. But I've got to really say thank you to our broadcast partners. That's Bob Burns Blinds, Emmsee Sportswear, Statewide Super, CBS Mind Lab, and of course our franchise owners. We just watched the Emmsee Sportswear Thunder. They went up against the MFSA Nairne Angels, and they're up against, in this game, against the Scoots Cafe West Beach Vespas. So hi to Farris, Haley and the team on Burbridge Road at West Beach Village at Scoots Cafe. Best coffee
Beautiful.
in West Beach.
Great coffee.
Thanks to everyone who's watching from home as well. And if you are watching on Facebook, don't forget to leave a comment. You can share and like, and we'll say good day.
Yeah.
So
Jenna Burston, thank you for watching.
Yep.
Thank you.
Craig Robinson cheering on the Angels girls, and I can see my old housemate Ebony McLean's watching as well. Hello, Ebony.
Hello, everyone at home.
Yeah, you still got to replace that milk from the fridge. James is still pretty angry about that. You can see he's cut up. Don Peters has just joined in. Thanks, Don, for coming on board. That's great. Well, it should be starting any minute now. We've got Morgan Young now coming in and giving the girls a bit of a pep up. The same with Sue gave him a talking to before. So Morgan just watching the skies at the moment. There's certainly going to be no rain. So if you did want to make it out for this next game, there is still time to get down here and catch some great softball.
It is a balmy evening at West Beach.
Did you say balmy? I could go with balmy.
No. Just one jacket and one rug required tonight.
Chris Taylor. Hey, James Harris. Yeah, thanks for watching. He's just gone to the toilet. He'll be back in a minute. Wendy Keach watching. I take it she's heavily related to what's her name? Jessie. Jessie played a great game last week. And Laurie Peters has joined us. Thank you, Laurie. You're obviously knocked off work, so thank you for that, for joining in.
So, if you had to pick a team before...
Well, after the Angels' last performance in that game, we saw them give up a couple of runs early, but they were the ones that were able to peg it back. Now, the Vespers last week had their measure, and I dare say Morgan and Coach Sue are going to be bringing out the tactics tonight to not let this slip away.
So do you think there's an advantage of playing the first game? So your bats are warm, ready to go? Got your eye in?
Yeah, for sure. They've got their eye in. They're ready to roll. The Vespers coming off a bit of a cold bench because there's a bit of a breeze up here. It's not warm, I'll tell you that much, but it's certainly not freezing cold either. So, look, they've just warmed up. They're normally watching the game from the sidelines as well, and I suppose that's helping them get used to the format too. So. I'll just make a slight switch here.
Well, we've got the lights on. They're shining bright. They've just come into effect. We're just waiting on the umpires, and we can get started.
Neville's probably putting on his makeup and touching up his lippy.
Well, he has to now. He's on TV, old Nev.
Greg Russack is watching from Sydney with fiancée Emily. Hope the plans are going well for the wedding, guys. We miss you. Craig Robinson, oh no, battery is going flat. My battery's going flat as well. I had to run off and get my charger just before. So, Craig Robinson, you might miss some of the action, but don't worry, you can watch all the replays, catch all the big plays and the live action on Softball SA Facebook,
get more
YouTube,
organised, Craig. It's as simple as that, mate.
And
charge up.
And Instagram live streaming highlights and all the big plays. Catch all the action from home, from the comfort of your couch on NITV, Channel 34 on SBS, Channel 44 SA Community TV. And the big news is it's back. It's finally back. Live softball action, or not live, it's the replay, of course, on NITV, nationally broadcast. We will resume the coverage of the Adelaide A-grade competition on Sunday, the 17th of November at 12:30 p.m. on Channel 34. However, viewers on Fox 144 and on the Freeview app can see the coverage 90 minutes earlier on Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. All very special thanks to Softball SA and Spacequake Sports.
Beautiful. Can't wait to watch it. I love a bit of softball on Sunday morning. If you hadn't had enough on Saturday, watch the replay. How good is this, James, with the broadcasting now for coaching staff and for other players to be watching their performances and I suppose taking those stats? You used to have to come out to every single game to watch these players and to take down the stats and write them up as we used to do. But now you just watch the replay on YouTube. It's brilliant.
Yeah, we're very privileged, aren't we? We're bringing the best softball broadcast in the country, and you know, I don't mind if the other states are watching and listening in, because they can see us in action and they know what they're going to come up against, and that's some of the best softball in the country.
Definitely.
Laura, you had a pretty distinguished career, didn't you? You played multiple years junior state representation. You played in the fast pitch league as well. What was that? The National Fast Pitch League, as well as a state open women's representative. Is this something that you would have loved to have been a part of when you were preparing for national championships?
Absolutely. Coming into nationals, you want to see as many balls as you can, pitch as many games as you can. I think the lead up to nationals have changed quite significantly as well. So the more softball you get, the better off you'll go, I think. I would have loved to have played this format. It's fast, it's different.
Now, we had Jessie starting pitching last time, and I just wonder if she's going to start this time. She's certainly not warming up, although I'm sure she's still warm from the last game, but the girls are certainly having a little bit of fun over there, so I don't know if she's going to be starting pitching if she's not winding her arm over.
Apparently we've got a 5-minute heads up before we start.
Beautiful, 5 minutes. It looks like Millie Fitcher's going to start for the Angels, if I can say that quietly before it all gets out there. Zali Adams is going to be pitching for the Vespas. So Zali last week did a great job to hold the Angels, so I wonder if she can do that again. Just hold them off for that first innings, stop the batting, stop those first 3 runs coming in, and play a key role tonight for the Vespas.
Laura, I've got a blast from the past for you. Emma Scraby says, hi from Canberra, Bondi.
Hello, Em.
Canberra.
Nice and warm down there?
Up there.
Up there, is it?
Well,
down there,
up there to the side.
I was never really good at geography.
I was never really good at Canberra.
Of course, Emma Scraby was a state representative herself, and a bit of a legend at the Seacombe Softball Club.
She was. I'm pretty sure Raylene says hi, Emma. She'll get that.
Just seeing the number 9, Millie Fitch, start to warm up, so looks like Millie's definitely starting. And she'll need to do a few warm-up pitches. The sun's gone down now. As you can see, the light's starting to take effect, but it's just dropped the temperature too, so it is starting to get a little bit cold.
Well, we're not too far away, guys, and you know, all we need now is the umpires.
You can tell the temperature's dropped. Laura's brought out the
My Nana rug.
The yoga blanket.
I've got to find my Zen.
It's not happening here. There's not enough time for Zen. Not with fully loaded softball.
Well, as we still wait around for the umpires, what are we going to talk about now, guys? Well, we could talk about the lineup if we want to. We might be able to get to the lineups as we see the teams take the field. I have been reminded of our Bat Boy, Bat Girl competition that we are running. If you are watching at home, we just need you to tell us in your comments section of the Facebook stream who your favourite team is, who your favourite player is, and why you want to be bat boy or girl for one of these fully loaded teams. And we are going to interview live on screen, coming up soon, our one of the bat girls for the Angels, I believe, and that is coming up probably in the break between the next couple of games. Back to live stream, we can talk all day about those watching at home. Got another one for you here, Bondi. Purse is the call from Selena Bushell. Olympic legend, Selena Follis watching from home. Mike Bendel.
A bit early for that.
Just sticking up for the umpires. Leave the umpires alone from Mick Bendel. Thanks for the night.
Mikey.
Emma Scraby, the purse. Lol the purse.
It was legendary.
Mike Bendel, you've made a couple of comments already. He's mentioned you. Let's go up to Paul Roberts, who uses his Facebook watch on Apple TV to watch from his big screen at home.
Yeah,
just
he's
as
just showing
good
off.
as Wide World of Sports.
Oh, he's just showing off. That's quite a bit of technology you're running there at home. That's
And
unreal.
Brodie Williams is watching as well. He suggested, are the Nairne Angels men going to fully loaded Masters at the Summer Slam?
I don't know if we're fast enough.
Well,
Isn't that just the home run derby? The
well,
men's
yeah. I mean, you bring
fully
out
loaded?
our fence in. I mean, where's the game?
we've got another Hall of Famer commenting on your commentary. Tula Connolly, Hall of Fame legend umpire. Nothing changes Laura. The umpires are here.
No, she had a magnificent strike zone, Tula.
Wasn't tall enough?
It was just where it needed to be.
Right.
You don't have to suck up anymore. She's retired. All right, not too far away from the action.
Speaking of umpires,
Yes, they have arrived. Let's get them out there. Let's get this ball game back underway. As the Vespas take the field, we can go through the lineup. Zali Adams is pitching to catcher Amber Hood. At first base, Ella Forrester. Second base is Erin Stone. At third base, Peyton Daniels. Shortstop, Jessie Keach. And patrolling the outfield, Becky Havas, Maddie Cameron and Cara Schultz. Hayley Benithan is the DP.
so I want to see some of those celebrations with the home run. How
We're
do you
still
think
waiting
they'll
for a
be?
home run, aren't we? We haven't
No
seen a
home run.
home run, so we haven't seen the home run celebrations. Maybe this is a good opportunity with Sophie Hoyle up to
I
bat.
think so.
Zali Adams on the pitching stripe. One outside, but must have clipped the edge.
Damien McCauley pretty sure of that clip the edge there.
Maddie Cameron, you can see her in the back of the shot there, just warming up the legs. Sophie Hoyle gets up and pops it up, and it's going to go foul. So runners on base to start off with the Angels, Mackenzie Ween, Jenny Gray and Mickey Collins.
Sophie Hoyle now on 2 strikes.
That one is way away.
It's not far enough away
Chaos
though.
on the diamond as 2 of the runners take off, and Ella Forrester is going to try to... Oh, it is chaos. Mackenzie Ween didn't go on the pass ball, but the other 2 runners did.
What just happened there?
Amber Hood then fired it across to Ella Forrester at first, and as she was about to make a tag at first base, she saw Mackenzie Ween take off for home, and
We'll go with that.
threw
I hope
home
she didn't think it was a
for
force.
the out. So 1 out, no runners scored on that play. Sophie Hoyle watches that one through for a ball.
Vespers just need to settle here.
I was just thinking to myself, how important would it be to finish the innings for the Angels with no runs?
Check swing goes foul. This is the first batter. It is the top of the first. Sophie Hoyle up to bat for the Angels. The runners are on first and second. There is 1 out.
1 out, still in scoring position, and still got one of the best hitters in the box. So a lot of pressure for the Vespers.
Line drive straight up the middle. Maddie Cameron maybe try for a force there at second. Safely aboard is Mickey Collins, and the runners all advance. Just the single base. No one scores.
And we got Pippa up to bat, so it doesn't stop here, does it? We just keep getting quality after quality batters. So it's going to be another tough pitch.
Cool strike for Pippa Adkins.
So has there been an innings where no runs have scored last week?
Last game.
Last game?
First game of the night. Pippa Adkins goes opposite field and
Karaoke.
finds the gap in the 5-6 hole, or better known as the karaoke.
Here we go.
Runner tries to score from third and does. That's Mickey Collins. 2-run score. Jenny Gray, Mickey Collins. Well, I think it was delayed there from Mickey Collins. Wanted to see where the throw went, and there was a play at home. But no outs were made. 2-run score, and Pippa Adkins stands on second with Hoyle on third.
Well, guys, as I welcome myself back and say hello. Wowee.
Welcome back, Mark.
What a way to start the innings. We had a little bit of kerfuffle there with that pass ball, and they get it out, and almost could have been a double play, and the Angels get away with scoring 2.
We spoke about that perceived pressure at the beginning of last game, and the importance of doing the basics under that pressure, and I suppose hitting those cuts from the outfield is just so crucial when you've got so many runners on base.
Yeah, 100%. And welcome to you. Who is this person that's talking now? Oh, wow, more than a couple of words. You're 100% right. And that was the pressure that was put on straight from the word go. One little fumble, and it was like, do I go, do I not go? Did she go? No, says late umpire Damien McCauley. Just had a little bit of feedback there, James. The umpires were waiting just for that sun just to creep away, and that's why they were a little bit late. But
a walk to make the bases loaded there for Zoe Young in the left-handed batter's box, so something different there. Harriet Rashid is the new hitter for the Angels, and loaded bases with just the one out, so Angels with 2 runs on the board have a chance to put a couple more on. Low for a ball.
Well, I was standing there watching that hit from Sophie Hoyle, and didn't that come off like a rocket? But I tell you, who was out there to scoop it up was Maddie Cameron, and she was always looking for that force, that second, only being it as that fouls back to our commentary man himself, the mastermind behind of all this, David Mogulton. Didn't even flinch. It's like a ghost. It's like a ghost. But didn't it come out, and Maddie Cameron was ready to fire that in?
Absolutely.
Great
what
change
a
of pace, 74 k's an hour from Zali Adams. Hasn't she really blossomed this season? Last year, she was terrific. She led the Falcons and took them to the finals. She's got a good team behind her, don't get me wrong, but she's really stood up this season and has been quite electrifying, to be honest.
I had an interesting conversation with Zali a few years ago at a state schoolgirls training, and I said, what's the pitch you go to? If you're in trouble and you've got to come back with a pitch, what is it? And her response was a change-up. Well, never in a million years would I think that, but I actually have seen her pitch that change-up, and the change-up that got Harriet just a couple of pitches before, and it was perfect. It's a great pitch.
Swing and a miss, a strikeout, and that's the second out of the inning for the Angels. Catch a speed up as Zoe Young needs a courtesy runner. That will be Harriet Rashid. Up to bat now, the dangerous Chelsea Robinson. Had a great start to this tournament last week. This pass ball gets away from catcher Amber Hood, and Sophie Hoyle scores the 3rd run of the inning. Yeah, I was just saying how well Chelsea Robinson took to the game in the opening round. She hit the first home run for the Nairne Angels.
That she did, and she caught a fantastic game too, didn't she, James? She was moving around. Oh, okay, I flinched that time. David, we may have to have a chat. Give me those glassy eyes. I just moved, and that came back like a rocket. Zali's throwing very well. High 90s, mid to high 90s at the moment, isn't she?
Change up, goes straight to Peyton Daniels at 3rd. The runners will all advance. Play attempt from Jessie Keach, so not out of it, as the action doesn't stop here in fully loaded softball. So not a bad play from Jessie Keach. Runners advance, a run scores as well. So 4 runs now for the Angels.
Could have been a dangerous play there by Keach, though, throwing it in a rush to try and make that out. If that hit the ground, first base came out and picked it up. But if that was an overthrow, there was another run score, and all of a sudden you've got a runner at second. So it's Millie Fitch takes that one.
And just want to shout out to the owners and the franchisees of this competition. Dan Waters, of course. Oh, Millie Fitch gets a piece of this one. It goes to shortstop Jessie Keach and makes the out. Guys, I was just thanking our franchise owners of these teams: Scoots Cafe, West Beach, Ferris and Haley, Dan and Mark from the Nairne Angels, and of course Grant and Roz from Emmsee Sportswear getting behind the Thunder. So thanks very much to all our owners. They do a terrific job.
Was Kel included in that Nairne Angels shout out?
Kelly Cramp, big shout out to Kelly Cramp.
The CEO.
The CEO, the decision maker.
And
the
yes,
boss.
We got a call over from the man in the chair, David Muggleton. Yes, 4 runs were scored by the MFSA Nairne Angels. Steph Trzicki's watching. She must be watching from the grandstand, I reckon. Hello to Steph. If you can hear me, come down and join us at the commentary box. Just looking over my shoulder in the stands. It's packed. We've got more supporters here than the baseball have got right next door to us.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic because this is really caught the imagination of everybody at softball in South Australia, and we're really enjoying it.
Maddie Cameron, marquee player for the Vespas, crushes that one to left field. Good fielding.
She has just got such a big, hard swing.
Does not let you down, Maddie Cameron.
No.
You know, even if she's an out, she puts the ball in play. She creates something, and it's that pressure that you oh my God, Maddie Cameron up to bat. What am I going to do?
Sorry about that, guys. I was just saying good fielding from Mackenzie Ween out there at left field from the Angels. Go for it, guys. Sorry, you've had your say. Back to the action, and this is Becky Havis up to bat now for the Vespas.
Rule number 1 and rule number 2. Let's refer back.
Sorry, I haven't read the rules.
Just going back to Steph Trzicki, pitched very well in the first 2 innings of that last game, didn't she, James? And coming off and fires that one out.
Becky Havis crushes this one to right field. So 2 batters, 2 line drives, 2 runs have scored. The Vespas are back in the game, and with 1 swing, they could take the lead. Who better? DP for the Vespas in this game is Hayley Benathan. I've got a stat for you guys. Have a listen to this. She played Thursday night fully loaded. She played Friday women's baseball. She played Saturday in the Adelaide Club competition for Walkerville. Hit a home run in each of them.
Bravo.
3 games, 3 home runs. Home run hitter here. Hayley Benathan, she had a cut at that first one, but missed swinging for a swinging strike. Watches this next one for a ball, 1-on-1 count. Ground ball to shortstop. Chelsea Robinson makes the force out at third rather than going for the runner at home, so she gave up a run to make an out, first out of the inning.
And what do you think about that, Laura? Should she have fired at home, or should we be in the right position to take the runner at third? I think she may have been a little bit too far away.
I think it was a smart play. Given the state of the innings, you want an out.
Stolen base attempt. Zoe Young has to throw around the hitter, and Mickey Collins gets back to stop that one. That was good enough just to stop, but the runners are safely advanced to second and third.
I think in this format of the game, you can always get a run back.
Yeah, 100%.
Amber Hood, the hitter for the Vespas, and haven't we been waiting for this batter to get to the plate? An excitement machine, a leader of the Hills Heat, former Aussie Junior Spirit representative. She played in Clearwater in Florida. Hello to my friend Dana, who is living in Clearwater, Florida. Low for a ball.
Good pickup.
Yeah, Zoe Young behind the plate, working with Sturt clubmate Millie Fitch and under-18 state representative teammates as well.
And this is going to be important for their national prep as well, if they're heading away together.
Yeah, not only do these state representatives get a chance to mix it up, play with other state representatives from other teams, other club teams as well, but first and foremost, these guys are preparing for a national championship, and in what better way? You cannot get this competition locally. You cannot buy at-bats in your lead up to national championships, and this is a great format of the game to do it. Catch a speed up, Amber Hood comes out, Maddie Cameron goes in to run.
Change of pace, 79 k's, dipped onto the plate. Now, can I just revert back to my little bit of paper here? Did Maddie Cameron come home and make it 4-all, or did she get out on that force to third?
She was the out, forced to third. Getting away from the catcher, Zoe Young, but was able to keep it close enough so Becky Havis didn't advance. Yeah, Cameron was the force out on the fielder's choice for Hayley Benathan.
Correct.
Cara Schultz.
Sarge watches that one through. She's progressed a fair way in her career as well. We were talking last week. She's coming through the ranks quite well. Oh, she gives that one a real good swing.
Yeah, she was important last night in the West Torrens Seacombe matchup. Top of the table West Torrens versus bottom of the table Seacombe had a 2-2 draw.
100%. And now I've just passed the Seacombe coach, Scott Radigan, who is here, and I have asked him to come down.
Oh, that's a good pitch.
Great pitch. I asked him to come down because I'd love to have a chat. I didn't watch the game, unfortunately, and I'd like to just get his understanding of the game last night and also this format. So that'll be a good insight.
We might try and catch up with him between innings. Pick up attempt from Zoe Young, gets away from the third base. The fourth run's going to score and tie up the ball game. So just gets away from third base. Mickey Collins on the pick-off attempt. Well, with 2 out and loaded bases, a pick-off attempt. Zali Adams up to bat for the Vespas.
Not sure whether you'd just kind of hold tight there.
Yeah, well, look, this is the team that the Angels struggled with last week, and the Vespas come away with the win. They had the wood, they've got the wood on the Angels at the moment, and they've tied it up 4-4.
Well, Millie Fidge was untroubled in that turn at bat. She had some confidence throwing that pitch. A couple of rise balls, I reckon, Laura, to get Zali Adams and the third out of the inning, and we've got a tied ball game. Let's go straight to Facebook, guys.
Well, he looks at us like we're going to give some sort of special comment, and it takes me by surprise.
Thank you, Mark Cramp, for your statewide super special comment right there. Troy Purcell watching from Brisbane, cheering for the Vespas. Great to hear Laura with the special comments.
I'll keep trying to work on them.
They're starting
Where's
to
our
rub
other
off.
commentator gone? Nick Green has been up and around the place.
I could smell the pies in the oven as I was off to the loo before, so we may have lost him for the night.
He did actually tell me pies were on offer at some stage tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't find out till it was too late last week, and it was a smorgasbord. Back to the action here. Mackenzie Ween, she drilled a double last game, one bounce and over the line. The runners for the Angels, Millie Fidge on first, Chelsea Robinson on second, and Harriet Rashid on third base. Zali Adams, the pitcher.
So, question, if you were coaching a side tonight, what would you be telling your players? Would you be telling them to play their natural game, their normal game, or what? Would there be a special approach you'd be recommending or suggesting?
Yeah, we spoke to Travelodge Aussie Spirit head coach Lang Harrow last week, a very special friend of ours, and he was saying that the onus is on the players here. This is their opportunity to make decisions in these pressure situations. Mackenzie Ween puts this one opposite field. That's a grand slam home run to Mackenzie Ween. Opposite field, 4 runs to double the lead.
And here we go, James. The Angels are going to give us a bit of a show as they welcome Mackenzie over the home plate as they set up. And there's the Angels halo.
The halo
Very
for
cute.
Mackenzie Ween. She hit that ground rule double in the first game. A grand slam home run in this game. She has to be up there as a statewide performer of the night.
Wow, she's seeing the ball good tonight, isn't she, as they celebrate and they welcome her to the home plate. Ever hit a grand slam, Laura?
No. Oh, as in over the fence?
Well,
No.
did you cross 4 bags?
Yes.
And well, there you go. So
Yes.
I'd chalk that up as a yes. The man sitting to our right has hit multiple.
Probably in under 13s and many moons ago.
Very good memory.
Jenny Gray, the hitter for the Angels. How about you, Mark?
May have pushed one over the fence every now and then. Maybe one. Maybe one.
And James,
Multiple.
need we ask?
Multiple. We were talking about...
What year do you want to know?
Yeah, we were,
What game?
no, credit where credit's due. We were talking about Maddie Cameron being ever so dependable.
Peyton Daniels will field
Fires
the ground ball. Great arm. Good fielding. And Jenny Gray's the first out of the top of the second.
We were talking about dependable players in your team. You got Maddie Cameron, you've got the Bell Whites. The man sitting to my right has played 450,000 games of softball. He knows more than I've forgotten about softball. Mate, this is a very dependable batter. Great to have him in your side. Not good to bat behind him. Good to have him on your team, though.
Keep going, Mark. Happy for you.
Oh, now you like my special comments. Thanks to Statewide Super.
That was the best statewide super comment we've had for a while, as Mickey Collins up to bat for the Angels.
Are you two done? Patting each other on the back?
Look, we don't get much of a show with the girls coming on in such a force these days, and they get the recognition that they deserve. This coverage is second to none. And wowee. And they're getting a lot of airtime, and it's being recognised all around Australia. And hello to everybody watching, and thank you for tuning in.
I think it's really important that there's more coverage of women's sport. We see the newspapers and TV just dominated with male sport. It's great to see this coverage.
No, we all agree with you.
It inspires the young girls to get out there and give it a go.
Our good friend David Muggleton and the Spaceway Sports team cover a lot of female sport around the state, and as we've mentioned many times, best softball coverage in the world. Mickey Collins fouls this one off. Yeah, we get to showcase some of the best athletes in softball in the world right here, right now. Travelodge Aussie Spirit representatives, Maddie Cameron, Belinda White, Jordan Lambert, marquee players for each team. Steph Trzynski's a playing coach for the Thunder as well, and we're just so blessed with talent. Chelsea Robinson, a squad member herself, and these kids that they're playing against are aspiring as well. And what better way to get yourself in the limelight?
The South Australian Junior National Team, half of them are out here, most of them are out here, and it's a credit. They're coming through the ranks. They've seen this, they want to be part of it.
Back to the top of the lineup with Sophie.
Well, now's the time.
Expert commentary now from Laura Bond.
Wow.
Sophie Hoyle back to the top. We've got no runners on base. Just gets the end of the bat. It will drop in. The fielders would have been on the line for Sophie Hoyle, as she's a big hitter by reputation.
Maddie Cameron has a wry smile as she looks over to Sophie Hoyle and said, well, you won that one. She was ready to take it on the fence, and it just snuck in as well called by Laura as well. Bit of a Lee-esque about you.
There's nothing more frustrating than those bloopers that just...
Nothing more frustrating. They're heartbreakers, aren't they?
They
Texas Leaguers, heartbreakers, game changers, as people call them. Pippa Atkins swing and a miss. She was on the move there, which is interesting. I'd love to see her stand and deliver.
100%. That's what we were talking about with James before, weren't we? In the first game, she settled in. She got bat on ball today. Now she's just taken a couple of steps and says, "Is this something that she does against her teammate Zali Adams and says, right, I know what you're going to throw. I'm going to get out there early and give it a go," or, I mean, what's the theory behind it?
You never know. Quite likely, the Junior Aussie Spirit representative Pippa Atkins has got some tricks up her sleeve. She can lay down a running bunch. She can push a slap through the karaoke, as Laura calls it. She can also put one to the fence as well. So you don't want to rest easy here with Pippa Atkins in the box.
It's probably a bit of element of surprise as well, instead of standing and delivering and...
Full count on Atkins. Payoff pitch. Hoyle may take off on the pitch. That is a change up at 72 Ks, floating through and just out of the zone. So Hoyle stands up at second. I would have liked to have seen the match up there between Amber Hood's arm and Sophie Hoyle's speed there.
Didn't Damien have a real good look at that pitch too, and Zali thought, hang on, I might be in here.
Pretty close. And the pitcher amongst us would have been asking for that one.
It was a strike.
Yeah. Oh, clearly.
No bias at all. Zoe Young back in the left-handed box. So Zali's been tested here with a couple of left-handers in succession. Have we had a chance to go through their lineup yet? I'll quickly do it. Zali Adams pitching to Amber Hood, Ella Forrester at first, Erin Stone. Yeah, I've done this before. I can remember Peyton Daniels at third and Jessie Keach at shortstop. Called strike. The outfield's come in a little bit since Zoe's been in the left-handed batter's box. Outfielders Becky Havas Maddie Cameron and Cara Schultz. 2 runners on.
So is this a natural left-hander?
Zoe has been known to switch from left to right. She can put the ball to the fence in the right-handed batter's box. She can lay down a running bunt in the left-handed box. Let's see if she can swing away here. Goes opposite field, and a good catch taken by shortstop Jessie Keach to end the inning. A sharp chance taken low, and the Nairne Angels put 4 on the board courtesy of a Mackenzie Ween grand slam, guys.
Well, that opened it up a little bit for the Angels. It was 4-all going in there, but like last innings, they get on it. So let's have a look at who's playing along at home, James.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who's watching at home. Steph Van Leeshout, an old teammate of mine. We had a tournament playing for the Toowoomba Dodgers. He's watching from Queensland. Gemma Letton's watching. She'll be watching from the Riverland Cadet. Gemma. Emily Doran says hi to Zali. And we can see Dee Anderson is watching. Wellness coach for the Travelodge Aussie Spirit. Says that it looks a bit warmer than last week. She was sitting in the stands. I think she was trying to keep rugged up because it was absolutely freezing last week. Still got the jacket on. And we also have Wendy Goodman watching. Your boys are behaving themselves, Wendy, over at the scorers table. And Selena Follis, or Bushel, as she's under the married name here, the Kath Karaoke Canal in the 5-6 hole between third and short.
Bang on. She may have hit a couple.
Tracy Apolsky is watching as well. Hi, Trace. Back to the action. Jessie Keach up to bat. She made a great shoestring catch to end the inning. Last play of the game. Millie Fidge back on deck for the Angels. And the Vespas need a fine 4 to bring the score back to equal, to level terms. What do you reckon, guys? How are they going to do it?
Well, we've got 2 balls, 1 strike. Called first.
Only takes one pitch.
As we saw at the top of the inning with Mackenzie Ween, who'd be walking around with a bit of spring in her step out at left field, I would say, after her night so far tonight, a double and a grand slam.
Well, that evens it up to a full count. And this is where a run will go, or maybe an out.
Runners need to be careful if it's a pop-up or a strikeout. And it's a walk, so Jessie Keach walks in a run. So with 1 swing of the bat, the Vespers could take the lead. As we can go around the field, we can see that Mackenzie Ween, the hero of the top of the innings, is at left field, Chelsea Robinson at centre, and Pippa Atkins at right field. On the green grass, Mark.
Yeah, freshly mowed too, I'd say, as Lee would have a look out there. He normally has a bit of a wander around it.
Infield's coming real tight here for the Angels, and hitter Erin Stone. Third base, Mickey Collins, shortstop Chelsea Robinson, Harriet Rashid at second with Jenny Gray at first.
Well, there it is, strike 3 with 3 swings, James, and wasn't looking confident, unfortunately for her, on the first 2, and then just followed that last one around. So as Millie Fidge picks up her first strikeout now.
Hit by pitch. Peyton Daniels is the hitter. They just share a smile, so no harm or foul there for Peyton Daniels.
Maddie Cameron's coming up. Look out.
Welcome back, Nick.
Yes, welcome back.
Gee, this is where they would have liked an open base to walk Maddie Cameron, as we saw 2 intentional walks last game. Millie Fidge, of course, had a strikeout to end the last inning and a strikeout.
And she hit the high one in the zone last time as well. I saw that beautiful hit out to centre field, but she left it that time. She's waiting for something better, maybe. I haven't seen a Vespers celebration yet, have we?
No, and now Maddie, we had a post-game chat with Maddie Cameron on camera last week, and they did say they have worked on a new home run celebration, and I did say, I want you to hit it and show us when you get home. This may come back to bite me as an impartial commentator.
Yes, yes.
What do you think it might be, guys, for the Vespers? Do you think it might be bee or wasp related, being an Italian word for wasp, or do you think it might be a scooter related?
There's a little bit of crazy frog action, maybe?
No, well there we go. Maddie Cameron gets a walk, unfortunately for her, as the marquee player takes a spot
Unfortunate, she walked in a run. It was an RBI walk.
Well, I
there
was
for Maddie
hoping the
Cameron.
marquee player was going to swing and try and level this game up.
Continues this inning for the Vespas.
I would call it disciplined batting, Mark, but
really,
it was disappointing.
Nothing
wasn't it?
worse than getting on by a walk.
And scoring a run for your team. So 2 runs have scored with just the 1 out. Becky Havas has a big swing at this one. Her confidence to be higher after her turn at bat in the first inning. It was a rifle shot out to right field. Another big cut and a strikeout. So Fidge with a couple of strikeouts in the inning and 2 out. We've still got in danger territory here for the Angels with Hayley Benithan.
Yeah, Benithan. Oh, swung at the high one. Millie would be happy to get away with that, having 3 runners on. High pitch, dropping over shortstop.
Out of the zone, high for a ball. 1 swing of the bat would put the Vespas 2 runs in front.
Dare say she's going inside and low here, or inside and up is her best pitch.
And she's on to, like you were saying, Hayley Benithan. She's ready to go, isn't she, James?
Like a firecracker.
Interestingly, that this will be Millie's last inning of the night. Ground ball from Benithan to club teammate Chelsea Robinson, who makes a good play at shortstop, and the out. Guys, I was just saying, that'll end the inning as well. So no run scores. It's 8-6. Guys, the rules of this format, they're maximum of 3 innings per night per pitcher. So that'll be the last we see of Millie Fidge.
That's a great scorecard, Mark. It looks like you've drawn a fish.
It does look like a fish, but I've got the scores at 7. I don't know. Maybe I.
Sally was a strikeout, mate.
Well, Aaron Stone.
Yeah, as a commentator, you're a crap scorer, Mark.
Becky Havas.
Well, let's just leave it at 8-6. And thanks to everyone who's watching at home. On Space Quag Sports, fully loaded softball action. We're just about to get underway, and we're going to see a newcomer. Under 16 state pitcher Georgia Hooper. So Neve Adams, who's playing for the Thunder, one of her under 16 teammates, is out here as well. She doesn't look like she's young, does she? She stands probably about 6'7", and she will kick things off for the Vespas here in the top of the 3rd.
Very commanding presence, that's for sure.
It's happened again. The Angels base running needs a little bit of work as...
Well, the run scores.
Pippa Adkins got way off the base there. The catcher, Amber Hood, threw it over to second base. That is Erin Stone covering second. Look at that. Sophie Hoyle went back. Pippa Adkins got herself into a little bit of trouble. She tried to dive back to avoid the tag. And
the run
Paul
scores.
Brooking punches out Pippa Adkins, but the run did score. Harriet Rashid, ground ball to third base, and a good play from Peyton Daniels in the second out. Quickly made as well.
Yeah, Dado, no trouble there, given the out. Crystal clear, that one.
That was a good play by Peyton Daniels. Picked it up, didn't have much time, fired it over, but a very, very good pickup at first base too.
So 1 batter and 2 outs made for the Vespas. 1 run has scored, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered here for the Vespas, because the Angels held an advantage here with 2 run lead up to 2 complete. And we're into the top of the 3rd now, and young pitcher Georgia Hooper up against the champ herself, Chelsea Robinson.
Tough out, this one. Tough out.
Well, this is where we need the team batting, and I tell you what, the Angels would be hoping for another home run by Chelsea. Oh, she went after it too, didn't she? At 70 k's an hour.
70k change up. Robinson held the hands back, but the ball's travelled foul to the right side. As the girls from the Thunder just go behind us as they are about to prepare for the 3rd game of the night.
Hey guys, Zoe's taking a very big lead out there. She gets off a fair way. As Chelsea goes after that one and pushes it out, and Sarge is chasing it down.
Not going to get there. Goes foul.
Carl Schultz out there.
That is a fair lead, Mark, coming off the second base.
Yeah, she's getting, and she's going to test the arm here, but it's a bit dangerous game, isn't it, James? It's
Yeah, being the only runner out there with no protection.
Well, it's an aggressive style of game here, the fully loaded softlers. Robinson fouls this one off, and a good battle here between Hooper and Robinson. So aggressive running, aggressive swinging, aggressive fielding, lots of good throws, strong throws. It's been a highlight of the match and the competition so far.
And there we go. She pushes that out. Sarge has got her eye on it and says, I'll take that for the third out.
And I just got to have a quick chat with Annie Fidge, part of the Angels team before, which was pretty insightful. I just wanted to know what she thought of the format. I hadn't asked her yet, and she obviously thought it's a great practice for those girls about to go away for state. The pressure of it, as we've discussed, is great practice for the added pressure. She also said it's great for players to make a quick adjustment. With only having the 3 innings, whatever they're doing wrong, they've got to fix it really quickly, which I thought was a really good call. So all coaches and umpires that I'm speaking to are really starting to love the format of this as a bit of a lead-in.
Yeah, well, as you were here last week, we spoke to the Travelodge Aussie Spirit head coach Lang Harrow, and he said this is an opportunity for the players to think on their feet and make decisions on the go, isn't it? So that's only just going to increase their knowledge base, their decision making, and it's starting to show. We're getting a few little errors here by girls taking the bigger jump, but they're deciding to, I'll let the run come home, but I'll take the force to 3 and all that sort of stuff. Where in a normal game, you'd fire that home because you don't know if you're going to get an opportunity to get that out or get another run home.
Exactly right.
So we've got Amber Hood, the dangerous Amber Hood, on deck now. And Damien McCauley has no hesitation of calling that a strike.
Well, just a bit outside, but Jessie up on the speed. She was last game pitching around 105 average. And this game, no difference. Coming in at 103 there and just fouling that off. Some late hands there from the batter. Not getting around quite quick enough, but definitely like the pitch.
So we're Jessie Drezick coming in for the Angels for the final innings. Oh, he wants to ring her up there, Damien. We're all behind you.
A little bit of tongue out there from the batter, just acknowledging the fact that was very close.
That was good.
Very high inside.
What I like about this, guys, and I'm seeing it all through every game, is that everyone seems to be happy out there. They're playing against teammates. They're playing against friends. Oh, and she's got all of this. It is over. Amber Hood, a grand slam home run to win the game for the Vespas.
Fast, fully loaded softball. We will continue the action, but the game has been won here. The Vespas with the 10-pin bowling. That was pretty good.
That's a classic.
Well, there it is. That's for the first time that I've seen this year the Vespas get around to, and what a hit by Amber Hood.
Not a bad bowler, too.
Statewide Super Replay shows it. We just missed the delivery, and Jessie Keats was the 9-pin that didn't want to go down.
One.
Cara Schultz with absolutely no pressure now on her whatsoever as the Vespas lead 10-9. They scored 4 off that shot and have won the game, but bonus points up for grabs.
Definitely, yeah, you don't want to lose the bonus points, the run's 4.
Come on, Sarge, get after it. I back you here.
Oh, Jessie not quite happy there. It was a bit low. It was a tad low.
Aren't they pumped now, the Vespa girls?
Yeah, you can hear their waspy engines purring, can't you? Just a bit of a buzz coming from that bench.
We talked about this last week. Now we're looking at the ladder before. Thunder is on top of the ladder. They got a couple of bonus points. You got the Nairne Angels coming in, and then you've got the Vespas sitting at third with all on 1 win. Now that is a fantastic sign that the game and these teams are very evenly spread. As Cara Schultz goes hard after the third one, and Jessie
was not holding back, was she?
Picks that up. So we're looking at 1 win apiece here tonight for the Angels, the Vespas, and the Thunder will be going after the Vespas in the next game.
Just grabbing the outside beautifully there, Jessie, and a nice speed.
This is Georgia Hooper up to bat, the young pitcher getting an opportunity. always good to see the pitchers having a bat, isn't it? It's,
I got reamed for this last week, but yeah, we'll see what she can do. But prove me wrong here. Prove me wrong.
108 and 103 consecutively. Jessie's just dialed it up a little bit here and is probably thinking, no, I didn't like that. I did not like that.
Strikeout swinging consecutive strikeouts from Jessie. She's not too happy, was she, that she got put deep by Amber Hood to win the game. And up to bat now, it is another Jessie Keach. Up to bat.
Keach having a big swinger. That was high, inside, up at the hands, and wow, she just...
It's amazing when there's no pressure, you go after it, don't you?
Yeah.
Bottom of the third inning here, guys. There's 2 out. The Thunder are warming up, ready for the last game. Who else is warming up? Our special guest on the show.
Yeah,
have we seen him?
Well, I passed him before, and I did make mention to those playing along at home. She picks the corner. No, she doesn't.
Just
Says
outside.
Damien, I'll hang around here and watch another couple. Our special guest is the Seacombe head coach in Scott Radigan. We're going to have a chat to him about the game last night.
Massive rap sheet. Scott, what's our state rep?
All-round nice guy, champion bat flipper.
He's the best bat flip in the state.
Best bat flip.
But I was thinking of our Batgirl.
Oh, yes, and I'll go and find her after this game. I'll round her up. And my apologies, James.
It's pretty far, yeah.
I'm a bit lost as the Angels went down 9-10 at the moment, so...
I can hear the disappointment.
Yeah, no, I'm fired up for the Vespas, and that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Jessie Dresick strikes out the side, but not before the damage was done by Amber Hood, our statewide super performer of the game. She's won the game off the swing of the bat, a grand slam home run to win.
The Vespas, have they got the Angels measure here? Is that the second game they've won against the Angels?
Yes, we saw earlier tonight the Thunder were vanquished by the Angels, but the Vespas came up and beat the Angels for the second week in a row. So 1 win and 1 loss for the night for the Angels. They'll make way for the Thunder. Yeah, let's keep chatting about that game, Nick. We saw Mackenzie Wing have a grand slam of her own. She had a great night out, didn't she? She had a ground rule double in the first game for 2 RBIs. And
she's
a
been
grand slam
incredibly
for...
handy. I tell you what, it's not the girls that are hitting the big home runs. They certainly help, but it's the girls doing the little 1%ers there that are really making a big difference in the results here. But bringing in a 1 or 2 RBIs to change the game up, to add the pressure back to the opposition. We've seen that in Jackie Beale in her consecutive games. She's been a great base runner, a great little slapper, and a great fielder. She's just doing these little 1%ers, but each time building up to what ends up being a game-winning performance.
Fantastic action that we're bringing you here. It won't be as long a break between games right now because the sun delay is definitely not going to be considered now that we're well and truly under light. So hopefully we have a quick turnaround here from the umpires. We'll just check in quickly with social media. Deb Meach and Kathy Lambert are both making the same comment. Sue Russell watching from the UK, and Kathy's watching from the Barossa. So hello to Debbie and Kathy and Sue. We can also see that Britt's watching. G'day to Britt and your family. Love you guys. Jared Farrell's watching. Sandra de Grief watching from the Netherlands. We're on screen for the first time tonight, and that gives me the opportunity to welcome our very special guest for the evening, and we'll talk more about your opportunity to be live on camera on Spacequake Sports, right here, fully loaded softball action. Of course, the man to my far left, Mark Cramp, and joining us is the Batgirl for the Nairne Angels tonight. It is Ireland. Hello, Ireland. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hi.
You've just been Batgirl for the Angels. They've won 1 game and lost 1 game. How did you enjoy your night tonight?
It was really fun, and yeah, everyone's just out there having fun, and
we did say that. Everyone out there smiling. I saw you running out, giggling, and having a good time. Now tell us your favourite team. Your favourite team in the fully loaded competition.
Okay, Angels.
The
It's got to be the Angels.
Angels.
Show us your shirt there, Island, repping the Angels. Get up there. That's the away shirt, I reckon. And what about your club? What club team do you play for, Island?
I play for the Rebels.
Glenelg Rebels
Yeah.
Softball Club. So you want to give a shout out to your teammates? Say hi.
Yeah.
Who's your coach?
Kay Bevan.
Kay Bevan,
Yeah.
former Aussie representative. And one of my favourites is her daughter Georgia Bevan, AFLW Premiership player, former Stars representative. Saw her back playing for the Rebels last weekend in a lower grade. Looking forward to seeing her back in action. So g'day to Kay and to Georgia. So you play for the Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Your favourite team in the Fully Loaded are the Angels. What position do you play, Island?
I play second.
Great spot.
Second base.
Yeah.
Now,
Great spot.
Little Birdie told me earlier on that you had six plays on the weekend, and you were the starring player for the Rebels.
Yeah. It was really close, and I honestly thought we would lose the first game. That would be the game that we lost. But no, yeah, there was a huge surprise to me.
And not only that, you're batting. How are you batting? You've got one of the best batting coaches around, very, very close to you in Dad. And how are you going with your batting?
It's kind of been all walks, but
They're pitching around you. Oh, the last name says it all. Maybe that's what they're doing, trying to get you up there. Scared.
yeah, but to be honest, like, pitches kind of scare me.
Pitches scare you. They're unpredictable, aren't they? Oh, they're unpredictable.
Oh, and I think Mark's onto something here. If he's your batting coach, I'm sure he really hasn't offered you much, except for after you've hit one, you make sure that bat, give it a bat flip.
Yeah.
Has he taught you the bat flip?
No, not yet.
Okay.
You've seen it a lot.
But-
Now, tell us who your favourite player is in the Fully Loaded competition.
Oh,
There's a few out there, isn't there?
yeah.
Give me your top three.
Oh, that's hard.
The game's starting very soon. Oh, no. They're all good. And you get along with all the girls and you love
Yeah.
coming out here. You've watched a lot of softball tournaments of you. Speaking of the Glenelg Rebels, I used to play for the Glenelg Rebels.
Really?
James played for the Glenelg Rebels. Your dad played for the Glenelg Rebels. And I remember a real little girl running around with a Rebels hat on back in the day being our bat girl. And now you're out there playing for them. So like
Yeah.
your grandma, a very, very committed Rebels.
4 generations?
4 generations, wowee. That's good, isn't it? It's exciting.
Yeah. Mm.
What's your favourite tournament you've ever been to?
Definitely the World Masters in New Zealand. with
World Masters in New
the
Zealand.
Angels.
The mighty Nairne Angels.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really nice over in New Zealand, and like, it's really a nice place over there.
Well, excellent. Now, what do you say to those out there that are playing along at home, the other bat boys and the bat girls that want to be part of this? We've asked them to comment on our Facebook page. Is it worth it? Is it a fun night? It's good, isn't it?
Yes, it's really good. There's like there's no kind of negative comments. There's just like people like, come on, get out there,
Yeah.
and it's
And they
it's a
encourage
lot
you
of
to
fun.
run out, don't they?
Yeah,
You get a
it's
little
a lot
bit
of fun.
They get a bit of time on TV, and it's very exciting. And we really appreciate you coming down.
Yeah.
I know Dad's floating around, so the Seacom coach, we did say that we're going to try and get him on, and here he comes now. He's putting the headset on, so we're very, very lucky to have this man with us. I want to ask him a couple of questions, if I can. Scott, welcome to the broadcast, my friend.
Thank you, Mark. Good to be here.
2 questions I wanted to ask you. Last night, West Torrens, Seacom, 2-all. That must have been really inspiring for you as a coach to see your group of young girls come through. West Torrens have had 1 run scored off them. You got 2 of them last night. How do you feel?
I think it's probably safe to say, I don't think we've been far off the mark with most of our games, but last night it was just one where everything really gelled. The girls stayed up all game. You know, it was one of those, it was a really positive game, and to be fair, I think it was probably one of the better games I've seen over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
You know, we're backs against the wall, we were tested. West Torrens are, they're a strong unit, so it's, it was really good to see what the girls were able to do as a collective unit last night to really rally and take it the whole way to them.
You've been working hard with these girls for a few years now, and I personally have watched a lot of the games, commentating on Wednesday nights and coming out on Saturdays. They've matured up and they're actually starting to gel together very well, and there's some really good young players coming through, and we've got a lot of them on display out here in the fully loaded competition. How do you find that as a coach, and how does that gel in with your normal style of play in the A-League, in the A grade?
It's without using too many cliche analogies, but variety is the spice of life. So I think I like the mix of gameplay, game style. I think part of the fully loaded concept is it's almost like a simulated game situation. It's kind of like the stuff we used to do at training.
Yep.
Let's come out, let's do a drill with runners on and bits and pieces. But the format of the game actually encourages that. So I think it's just, if nothing else, it's building the intensity of what our players are able to do under pressure situations right from the get-go. So, I really like the format. Probably the one thing that we've struggled with over the last couple of seasons, I guess, without the total volume of numbers within the club, is probably the workload that our girls are facing on a Saturday, in the sense that pretty much most of our lineup will play anywhere between 2 to 3 games every week for the entire season.
They're playing A's and B's,
Yeah, so physically it takes a bit of a toll. That cumulative effect and the toll it takes, you can start to see it. But I think last night was the prime example. When we come out as a unit, we come out fresh, and it's the first game and the only game we play for the day. We really do have the ability to mix and match with pretty much everyone.
Yeah, well, tonight I've seen Oha Munro and Peyton Daniels running around here. Now, Peyton Daniels just made a cracking out at she played third base. Does she normally play third base? She normally catches, I think, for you guys, but she's a versatile player coming along in the ranks.
Yeah, she's one of the hardest working kids getting around that I'm working with at the moment. That's for sure. But it's one of the complexities with that workload that we're doing is on a Saturday. By the time that the guys front up for the A grade game, there's a couple of games under the belt, and catching 2, 3, and including school games and things like that, maybe 4 games a day. The physical toll. So she's probably my preferred option behind the plate, but she. I can't put her in that position based on her workload. So she's been doing a great job at third this year. Really hungry for the ball. But last night, having her behind the plate in a natural environment, I think again, just it was nice to see the lineup the lineup I want to put on the diamond was the one that we did put on.
Well, the only reason I brought up Peyton Daniels because she made that play against the Angels for the Vespas just a little earlier. Now, again, it was like a training drill. She made it was fantastic. Now, we're going to say goodbye to Ireland. Is there anyone that you want to say a quick shout out to at home, Ireland? Say hello to anybody. Maybe watching along.
Oh, I say hi to Jade if she's watching.
Jade sitting at home, the Seacombe picture. Yes, hello Jade if you're playing along. Thank you very much. And we really enjoyed your time. I hope you had a good time. Go and get yourself some hot chips and relax as we're going to welcome James back. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, great to have one of our back girls come and join us in the commentary position. And you can be a back girl or boy.
Are you calling me a back girl?
If you can... just comment on our Facebook stream and tell us who your favourite team is, who your favourite player, and why you should be bat or boy for one of these fully loaded softball teams. The umpires are just about ready, so we're not far away from the action. Special guest commentator, in the commentary position is Scott Radigan, Nairne Angels legend himself. There's no favouritism here. If you want to join us at the commentary position, let us know and we'll get you on board. But
very impartial panel right now.
You're repping the Angels uniform, so obviously supporting the Angels in fully loaded softball. But what's been the most impressive part of the competition for you so far, mate?
I like the fact, I guess the speed of the game in the sense that you blink and the game's over. So, that constant movement, that constant, it's almost... there's a genuine aerobic, aerobic component of what they're doing. So, it's keeping everybody going, keeping everybody moving. I think it's mixing and matching the state reps in terms of, I guess, the distribution between the teams.
And their preparation.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think I've even had some commentary back from the Seacombe, I guess, underage state players, really enjoying being in the environment on the dugout with some of the senior stars girls, just to really absorb it and you know, take it in firsthand of you know, I guess that team environment at that top level.
You can't buy this kind of experience, can you? It's, I mean, I guess if they weren't playing in this competition, they'd just be at training anyway. So, so it's fantastic
we hope so.
Give them the opportunity to have a couple of hits.
Yeah.
Face the quality pitching as well that our state is presenting. Now, majority of these junior players have come through the Dragons program as well, the junior development program, and it's a credit to Softball SA and the programs that they're delivering. So, very special thanks to those guys. While we're saying thanks, why don't we say thank you to our broadcast partners in Statewide Super, Emmsee Sportswear, Bob Burns Blinds, and of course our franchise owners in Scoots Cafe West Beach. Have you been to Scoots Cafe at West Beach Village for a coffee?
No finer coffee in the southwestern region.
Tell me about it. Emmsee Sportswear Thunder. Of course, you get the best bats from Emmsee Sportswear.
I've snapped a few from Emmsee in my day. Not one to blow my own trumpet, but to
and the MFSA Nairne Angels. Now you've got a small affiliation with the MFSA, don't you?
Yes, I'm a bit partial to the Men's Fast Pitch Association.
President of the association for probably the last 5-6 years.
Probably close to, yeah.
5 or 6 years, and of course, MFSA won the Softball Australia Community Association of the Year in 2013. So,
correct, James.
I'm sure you've been living off that for a while now, haven't you?
Certainly have, my friends.
We've got a game of paper, scissors, rock here at home plate between the two team captains, Belinda White and Maddie Cameron.
We've had
this
seven
is
in a row.
This is a genuine hit out here.
We've had 7 identical shots in a row.
Belinda White wins out on this occasion. I don't know what the prize was.
Certainly came down the wire.
It's gone the best of 37.
Belinda White is the winner on this occasion.
Well, 2 very good friends battling it out there.
Out of curiosity, what time do the lights have to be off? We've just chewed up 47 minutes.
Well, it's lightning action here in fully loaded softball, so we will be done in about 30 odd minutes. As soon as we get going, I can see that the umpires are ready to go, so I don't know what the hold-up is. Looks like Neville Lawrence is having a chat to the Vespas. Get out on the diamond, girls. We're waiting for you. Back to the MFSA, and you've had some great success at some state championships recently, but that is because of the great camaraderie in the men's competitions across the state. No doubt you've got some thoughts on that.
Yeah, well, you know, it's again in a very similar context to the, I guess, to the Adelaide Comp as far as women go. It's numbers aren't enormous at the moment, so you know our playing pool is relatively finite, but in saying that, I do genuinely believe it's quality, and the people that have stuck around, the players we do have, the teams we've got, the people engaged have been around and playing together for a very long time now, and it is almost like a big family, I think.
You're right. I mean, the numbers have dropped off a little bit. There used to be a tournament in town here. We all played for the Glenelg Rebels at one stage, won a couple of premierships with them. We were very lucky. Our other co-commentator in Nick Green was part of that. So we've all grown up around softball, and it is honestly a very good sport to play. You can have a joke, you can run around. The skill level is there, but it's the friendships that you make in and around the softball that last a long time. We've all been playing now 20, 30 years, and we welcome any new people to put their hand up, give Softball SA a call. And I've just been given the old get off the microphone because we've got another special guest coming in. We're going to have nothing but special guests here as I welcome, or James will welcome, our next special guest.
Yeah, and thanks, Mark. It'll only be short and sweet because we're about to get back to the action. So we'll just a second as we give him an opportunity to take a break. Just quickly go to social media just to say g'day to those watching at home. We can see Ben Hardy's watching, a very good friend of ours. And don't know about this guy, he's a bit of a shady character. Scott Watson's watching from the Gold Coast. Kylie Weatherstone, a legend of softball in South Australia. Georgia Bevan's watching, we mentioned it before. Andrew Hood's watching from Mount Gambier. Have a listen to this. Adrian and Michelle Wagnitz, they're watching as well. G'day. They're one of our top fans, I reckon, on Facebook. And Caleb Zaklich, who will, interestingly enough, will go to national championships in a couple of weeks under 18s. He's been picked up in the draft for Western Australia. So good on you, Caleb. We couldn't have a team. Not too far away from the action, we can see Thunder lead-off hitter Belinda White going to the plate. We're waiting for the Vespas to take the field, and we welcome our very special guest, pitching sensation for the Nairne Angels. It's Jessie Dressick. G'day, Jessie.
Hi, hello, James.
Now, Jessie, you are no stranger to the commentary position. You joined us for the Under-17 National Championships in January earlier this year, and you were a natural at it.
Thank you very much.
So I'm going to get you to call some of the action, if you don't mind, as well as be able to give us some special comments. Let's have a look around the Vespas field, and we can see Amber Hood at second with Maddie Cameron at shortstop, Cara Schultz at third base, Becky Havas at first. So pitching young Georgia Hooper and catching Peyton Daniels, as this one just gets away, and Sarah Tonga's going to take off from third. She's getting cold.
Oh.
Bit of a tactic maybe from the pitcher-catcher combination there. Just let that one go a bit wild, and we'll get the out at third.
It's a good set play.
It works.
Well, the Vespas get the damage done. Their first pitch is great tactic with Belinda White, because now the first base is open. They could pass her up if they wanted to.
Yeah, that was great coverage by pitcher Hooper, too. Getting in and covering home plate.
Well,
Takes
Georgia
the grand slam away from Belle White.
Does what, exactly my point just
One less
before about
RBI.
perhaps passing her up. Georgia Hooper's got her work cut out for her. Belle hasn't been out yet in this competition.
Oh.
Intentionally walked, a couple of home runs, a double. She had an RBI single earlier on in the night, as we saw the statewide Super Replay and the out called at home.
Well, we say the game is a game of momentum, so when you're on, you're on. Oh.
Fouls this one off Belinda White. Pretty happy, isn't she? She laughs that foul ball off, and plate umpire is softball SA Hall of Famer Damien McCauley. Over at first base, Jackie Crafter, Paul Brooking at second, and Neville Lawrence at third base. They've done away with the fourth umpire there at the home run fence. There wasn't much action there in the first game, but the second game we saw a couple of home runs, Jessie.
Oh, there's
This
a
one,
shot.
speaking of home runs,
There we go.
another one to White. A 3-run shot deep centre field for Belinda White. Let's watch the celebration here, Jessie.
Oh, they have a good one.
The Thunder bringing the lightning, and a 3-run shot to get things going. Belinda White hits a laser beam line drive to deep centre field. Jeez, guys, you've got to be happy with the action, don't you?
That was a dead liner, straight away center field. Oh, replay of their home run celebration.
Statewide Super Replay. Scott, what you'd be disappointed is that they don't show a replay of the bat flip.
I was just about to say it was worthy of a very good bat flip.
Oh, we have a baseball on the field.
Now we've got an intruder.
Just a quick timeout. There's no timeouts allowed in this game, as the Thunder coach, Annie Fitz, just gets rid of the intruder on the diamond. It was a baseball foul ball from the other game going on tonight here at Diamond Sports. High for a ball. Now, up to bat now is Kelsey Barker for the Thunder. She was the DP in the first game for the Thunder earlier tonight. She got a walk. Pretty sure she got a walk. Watches this one low for a ball. Now, Thunder out to a very fast start, but, well, Jessie, 3 runs is not a lead that you can be comfortable with, is it?
No, it's not. You're happy it's not 4 with that play at the plate with Belle White leading off, but 3 runs is a good lead for the Thunder.
I was probably starting to hint that you had a 3-run lead going into the bottom of the 3rd inning last game, but...
Thanks, James. No.
It's okay.
Hey, I mean, Amber Hood in the last game.
Got a good piece,
Kelly
didn't she?
Barker here. Ooh.
Kelsey Barker will be safe at first, and that was Cara Schultz having to charge in to field that one. She was on her heels a little bit because Kelsey was swinging away, so 1 out, runner on first. special guest commentary at the moment. Jessie Dresick, who's been named in the Stars team, and Scott Radigan.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to be a part of Stars this year. We have a really good team, and as you mentioned, we had the 3-run lead going into that bottom last inning, and Amber Hood, you really don't want to play a pitch off of her, so she made me pay for that, and great hitter there. Oh,
Sophie Roberts
would
with
have
a
another.
shot of her own, a second home run.
Speaking of good hitters, there
Yeah,
we go.
really. That was another shot off the bat.
Hasn't she slowed down, trotting the bases? She's enjoying this. Kelsey Barker's going to touch home, and in she comes for the Thunder celebration. Sophie Roberts, boom! And the Thunder put another 2 on the board, and they go to a 5-run lead here in the top of the first. What do you got for us there, Jessie?
I think Belle White landed on Steph Trzynski there on that celebration.
Stars pitcher Steph Trzynski. She's actually next up to bat for the Thunder. I've lost my train of thought, guys, but I was going to mention what you're up to, Jessie Dresick. You were in the office earlier today, and what were you organising?
Oh, so we are working on the Stars Clinic for this season.
Steph Trzynski with a single up the middle. She just smashed that one right up the guts
Pitchers
there.
who hit.
Love to see that from Steph Trzynski. Sorry,
yes. So
Jessie.
Steph is actually a part of this. So the Stars this year, we are putting on clinics over the school holidays, and we are welcoming everyone. We're going to be doing 3 different locations, one at CDSA, one in the Hills, and then 2 days down here at West Beach. We want to work with everyone who's keen to come out, and it's going to be a lot of the Stars girls working to come for nationals. So.
First week of the school holidays.
Yes,
right
it's going to be
Christmas.
December 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. The first day is at CDSA. Second day, the 17th, is going to be up in the Hills, and then the last 2 days are down here at West Beach. So it'll be myself and Jalen Ford, who's also a member of the Stars Battery, will be working with everyone, along with a couple other girls.
Good throw.
That was a good shoot.
Good stolen base there as well from Chloe Charlton for the Thunder. She came in as the designated runner for
Steph Trzynski.
Steph Trzynski. 3 balls now on Neve Adams, the hitter for the Thunder. State teammates in the under-16s, and Neve Adams will play 16s and 18s for South Australia in January, so she'll have a busy month.
Very nice.
Yeah, great initiative from the Stars, and it's a credit to you and the team to put on the clinics for the youngsters around the state, so we really hope that you get some good coverage as well as you venture out to Elizabeth and the northern suburbs at Central Districts and up to Mount Barker in the Hills, and then right here at West Beach in Softball SA. So that is just the first announcement. So
yes,
we've broken
keep
it
your
here
eyes out. Look out
Fully
for all the
Loaded.
information and the registration forms that will be around. And if you see any of us down here at West Beach, any of the Stars girls, come up, ask us questions about it, and we can get you guys into that awesome week of clinics right before the holidays. So we're very excited for that. And always we have a lot of fun when we're doing those clinics. So
Indigo, no, that's Simi Dhaliwal lays down the sacrifice bunt, advancing the runners. So, look, I want to thank you so much for joining us, Jessie. You are an absolute pleasure to be around. You bring some great personality to the game as well.
Thank you,
We
James.
love seeing you pitch, and all the very best for the remainder of the fully loaded season.
Oh,
As
nice
Tonkin
shot.
rips a shot up to centre field. Chloe Charlton scores, and Neve Adams cross the plate. Geez, the Thunder, it looks like a one-sided game here, Jessie.
Thunder are on a roll right now. Yeah, absolutely. But thank you for having me. So I appreciate it.
Very much looking forward to watching you in the rest of the fully loaded season, and of course in action for the Walkerville Cats as well. So welcome to the Stars family.
Thank you.
And to the Angels team as well. We're going to pass you back off as another
shot
to the Thunder. This one is a ground rule double. Number 4 for the Thunder is Indigo Beck de Silva. So, gee, aren't the Thunder taking full toll, Scott Radigan?
Put your vest on, kids. You're watching a clinic right now.
So it's fantastic to see this action. This is what fully loaded softball's all about. Aggressive cuts at the ball, and we are going to see a first turn at bat for Jess Bushell now up to bat. Daughter of Olympic legend Sophie Selena Follis.
The artist formerly known as Selena Foss. Yes, correct.
So Jess Bushell now up against Georgia Hooper. Now 2 outs, and Nick Green, the
Runners in
Vespas,
scoring
are looking
position.
for that 3rd out.
Runners in scoring position. It's pretty tight out there by the look of things.
It's 7-0, mate.
Ah, so it is. So, gee, when did that happen?
Top of the first inning, blink and you miss it.
Literally just had some chips and gravy, and that was it. All over.
You're a simple creature, Nick. You're a simple creature. For the fielding team, this is one of those long innings where you just can't wait to get back into the dugout.
Well, 7 runs in the top of the first, and the Vespas are sticking with it here. They've got some talent that runs deep, and they've shown it also against the Angels that they came from behind to win the last game. And so you can't count them out, because one swing of the bat from the first batter and they're back straight back in the game.
Exactly. This current format is fantastic, because at no stage are you ever really out of the game.
Jess Bushell gets a walk up to first base, and we'll go back to the top of the order, and Belinda White, so look out.
Not the batter
guys.
you want up there.
Well, Nick, I mentioned before with Jessie Dressick, our guest commentator, that Belinda hasn't been out yet in this competition. She's just hit her 3rd home run. She's had a couple of intentional walks, and she's got 8,400 RBIs.
And I tell you what, starting with loaded bases again next innings, would you walk her now and give up the run?
Is it the lesser of two evils?
Well, I reckon I'd give up a run instead of 4 every day. And that's what she's doing. She's going to bring him in.
Grand slam home run, Belinda White.
Look out, German Shepherds.
Her 4th home run of this competition. Another 4 RBIs, and she's untouchable at the moment, Belinda White.
Take a deep breath and just absorb what we're watching right now.
Well, 11 runs in the first inning, and look, Scott Radigan, thank you so much for joining us at the commentary table. Thank you as well for giving a lift to the Batgirl of the week. That was Ireland. And best of luck to the Seacombe Tigers for the remainder of the Adelaide Club competition. You've got a little bit of work ahead of you, mate, but
Don't write us off, mate. Don't write us off.
Small steps taken on last night with the draw against the top of the table, West Torrens Eagles. So thanks very much for joining us. Any final comments at all?
No, it's thanks for having me, guys. It's great to be here down watching the sport we all love.
Well, it's going to be a double.
Oh!
Kelsey Barker rocks a shot to centre field. Another home run. It's the 4th of the inning for the Thunder. A solo shot, 12th run of the inning. It's going to be a double change here in the commentary position. Nick, talk us through it.
Unbelievable. That was a beautiful strike of the ball, and the celebration no one's getting sick of. We've had plenty of comments on the Thunder celebration, and everybody loves it. We've had to see it plenty of times tonight. I'll tell you who's not loving that celebration right now. It is the Vespas.
Well, the heart goes out to the young pitcher out there who is trying to make her mark on this, and I tell you what, going back to Belle White, she's got more RBIs than you've had hot chips, I reckon.
That is just about impossible, Mark.
Wowee, is that good? And then followed up by another back-to-back home run for the Thunder, going out to a 12-0 lead. Laura, welcome back.
Hello. Character building.
Character building.
The back-to-back home runs.
Yeah.
For the pitcher.
Yeah, it builds character. You got that right. Yeah, we'll go with character.
12-0, top of the first. It's getting away from them. You're never out, but it's getting away. They need to do something, because the Thunder is ready to swing the bat, and Steph Brzezinski is after her own home run.
And you can tell she came around on that very early, and you can see the speed is just a little bit off from the pitcher, obviously. So she is coming around a little bit too soon. She's going to have to hold the hands back here.
Laura, you and I had this conversation before when they brought the change of pitcher in against Thunder, and she was pitching to Belle White.
Yep.
Now, it's not necessarily your pace. It's, as she drives this one out the shortstop, Maddie Cameron will fire that over to first base, and that is side away. Just going back to what I was saying is, you don't necessarily need to be the quickest and the fastest pitcher. You just need to find the spots and be working with your catcher.
100%. And I was having a conversation about this very point on my break, and it was all about working towards the pitcher's strengths. Not necessarily what the batter can and can't hit. You've got to have faith in the pitcher that they are going to be better. Their best pitch is better than the batter in the box.
Yep.
And if they can't throw a certain pitch, if they can't throw an outside drop or a rise ball on the outside of the plate, then they're not going to beat the batter. You've got to call to the pitcher's strengths, and the pitcher's just got to hit the strike, hit the zone and the spot.
No, you're 100% right. And she'll, like I said, be character building. As we look over at the social media, and we've got a few stars watching along here. I don't know if anyone's mentioned Jared Farrell, but he's watching.
Yeah.
Say good day. Scotty Watson is tuned in, so a little bit late, but good to have you on board, Scott.
Michelle and Adrian Wagnitz are watching. G'day the Wagses.
And now Grant Sims has mentioned that that's a lot of chips, Greenie.
Trust him to mention that. He's gone straight to the chips, hasn't he?
Not worried about the commentary, he just mentioned the chips. So
there's not enough potatoes at West Beach tonight for Mr. Nick Green.
I was going to say, maybe we should have given the heads up as we look back to the play now, and look who's up to start the Vespas roll. We've got Maddie Cameron.
And she has to start it. She's got no choice. They need 12 runs back here.
Well, Maddie will get them on board here. You watch. Here we go. Well, I think I may have put the kibosh on it there, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it every pitch because I'm feeling it tonight. Maddie's going to go after one. We've seen Belle White smack him around. Chelsea Robinson's been hitting the ball. Mackenzie Ween's been belting the ball.
Pitcher just keeping that nice and low there. A little bit of off pace as well.
It's a good spot.
Out of the power zone?
Yeah, got that right. That took all the power out of that one.
Having said that, Belle White just put one over the fence with digging the ball out of the dirt.
But there's an exception to every rule.
Yeah, there is. There's Belle.
There we go.
There's
and that's
exception.
Flat, and it's over.
That should be a home run.
Maddie Cameron does a little shuffle going around to first. He wasn't too confident, but that was flat and that was hard.
Yeah, and that's why we got that extra umpire out there just to watch that boundary. We had a couple of close ones last week in the first week of fully loaded softball. There go the pins. They've all gone down this time.
A strike there as well. So congratulations, Maddie Cameron. I told you it was coming. I just didn't pick it right.
I love the home run, but the celebration's too close to the Thunder.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Well, I'm not going to start a rivalry war here. She was around the back before criticising
all
the poor
about
old
the
Angels.
celebration. And, geez, they fell over a bit early, didn't they? She hadn't even hit him. They're scared of her as well, like the ball is. Maddie Cameron.
Again, we just had Scott Radigan here, like we were saying before, one of the best bat flippers.
Probably still hear him in the background.
In the state, yeah, he won't leave. And he might try and get a bit of camera time. He gets it a fair bit on Wednesday and Saturdays. No bat flip by Matty House. Oh, tries that one out off the pitcher's glove and trickles out.
There is nothing worse than the pitcher trying to field a ball and the
only thing worse than that is the pitcher trying to hit the ball.
Well, you got that right, Mark.
Now, you two. Nick got a stern talking to last week after his comments about pitchers fielding balls.
Look, if you're going to do it right. And unfortunately, it's cost him a base there.
Whoa, almost got it back. A fantastic throw by the 4,000 game veteran in Belle White.
You do not want to risk it on Belle's arm. She was off too. Belle seeing the opportunity and just flinging one out to the right side.
And look who's up to bat is Hayley Benoith, and like James said, I think she's off a string of 3 home runs in the last 3
Just
games.
reminds me of Sky Show, mate. I'm looking at fireworks here. I want to see it.
Look at that bat too. That's a fully loaded bat. That has brought the party to the game, hasn't it? Huh?
I tell you what, I know who needs that bat, and it's Sarah Tonkin. That'll match her
Matching
shoes.
Yeah.
I tell you who needs that bat. That's Nick Green. Could you imagine Nick Green walking up the bat with that, Laura? That would be a sight for sore eyes.
Just grabbing nothing of the outside plate.
Takes a real man to bat with that bat.
100%.
Yeah.
And here she is, the walk-off home run hitter in the last game, up to bat.
What do you pitch to this batter? Amber Hood. What a champion hitter. Oh, she's not going to touch that, that's for sure.
Batting at 4.
Nice and high.
Batting
Outside
at
the
4.
zone.
What's your favourite position in the lineup?
Oh, it's got to be 4. You'd guarantee to bat if you're playing in a decent side.
I thought he was just going to say in the lineup.
He struggles with that sometimes.
What's your favourite position in the lineup? In the lineup.
from the bench.
Yeah. I like to watch it from the dugout.
Yeah, closer to the chips that way.
What's your favourite lineup? The one at the canteen.
69 k's an hour, and Damien rings up the call. Another strike called. Amberwood now.
Who am I kidding? I'm right next to him. In the lineup. All right,
For
guys.
your traveller pie.
Yeah, you can't beat it. As we get back into the action now, and the Vespas are doing okay. They've got runners at first and second. None out.
They're looking good, and they've got four runs in already. They've only got 8 to get. We've got Amberwood in the box.
We've only got 8 to get. That doesn't sit well with me. She drives that up to centre field. The run will score as she turns third and getting waved at home. Oh, and running to through to the plate. And
That's a tag.
That's a great
is
play.
out. I saw
That is
that.
out.
Time's been called.
Neville punching the base.
Oh no, they're calling a stand-up double. Did the ball go through? No. So why is she?
I would love to know what they're doing.
So would they.
Oh, the poor umpires. We're going to have Mike Bendel on the line any minute now. Go and leave the umpires alone. Leave them alone.
Well, I was confused there on the statewide super replay. I didn't think that broke the stand-up double line, and but anyway, we'll let it roll.
Doesn't take much to
Here we go.
confuse
Watch
me.
the statewide super replay. Well within the line, throws it.
Tag is out. We know that.
Yeah, and he calls her out. And there's confusion time and everywhere.
Good presence of mind for Bushell to actually go to third.
100%. No. And this is what we're talking about. Isn't the reaction and their choice of understanding of what to do growing? These girls are developing right before our eyes.
And the importance of hitting the cut.
Just a nice, hard, fast outside one. That one reaching just over 80 kilometres an hour on the outside. And the change, the 67 in the zone. A beautiful 67 k's, took the pace right off compared to the last one. Gets Damien to ring up.
Well, Sarge was sitting on that one and just let it go past. I thought there may be a swing.
Gets her again.
67 k's an hour again.
Well, you've got to put that down to Bell White's calling. That was perfect.
Love it.
Give the pitcher some credit. He's hard on the pitches, isn't he?
You have to be. You have to be, Mark. You have to be hard on the pitches. They don't learn
They
otherwise.
get a lot of airtime, don't they?
Excuse me.
It's all about them, isn't it?
The catcher can call the pitch, but the pitcher has the decision to make what speed they're going to throw it, all the nuances of the actual pitch to deliver it. It's not just throwing a fastball to the glove. Thank you.
Hello to all the pitchers out there.
I'm flying the flag.
Yeah.
It's not a game without the pitcher.
One in your corner. As we look at the runners at second, we've got a runner at third, one out, and the Vespas still look dangerous.
They're looking very dangerous. We still can't get past that 4, Mark. I'm hoping to.
It's a good pitch.
That was a bad swing, unfortunately.
Now this is a lesson for those at home that are aspiring pitchers, and you've said it all night, Laura, that look at the way Belle is present. She's calm. It's not coming down hard. There's not much movement. She's just moving around and hitting the spots. As that's up and up and caught. Great catch on the full. Run scores and the plays at third and slide. Great slide, and Neville launches all over that and says that is safe.
That was a beautiful slide.
Slides in comfortably in the end, but that was a good play again.
Well,
Just going back to what I was saying, sorry, Greedy, just going back to Laura about you don't need to be the fastest, you don't need to be, you just got to hit those spots and just work as a team, don't you?
Yep, and forget the runners. Focus on the glove, forget the runners, and deliver the ball where it needs to be.
We see that time and time again with Belle playing with the juniors in the A-grade competition. She stands around shortstop, not necessarily catches all the time. She's always in their ear. It's experience, isn't it? And just you know.
I was having a chat with Annie Fidge in the break, and she caught to me when I was a 13-year-old playing in the fast pitch team in Sydney, and Sue Fairhurst was
and that's
a big
gone!
hit.
That's a big shot. Oh, look at that.
There we go. That was a cracking hit as we get to see the Vespas run out there, and wowee. She got every piece of that, didn't she?
That was a beautiful hit of the ball. I tell you what, normal game though, caught it left field, I dare say, but fully loaded softball, home run, get to
100%.
celebrate and bring in the RBI, the much needed runs for the Vespas. It's now 12-8.
12-8 in
All
the
of a
bottom of the first.
This game is anybody's at this stage.
12-8 in the bottom of the first. That is exciting. Guys, I'm going to leave you for a minute. I'm going to hand back to the man himself. James, come and enjoy this game. 12-8, bottom of the first. We might only have 5 minutes to go.
Beautiful pitch there to bring up the first strike. Got a few people joining us from home, including the coach of the opposition as well. We got Jordan Lambert. She must have tucked into the couch. Leah Farrell's joined us as well. Thanks for that, guys, watching us at home. And goodbye to Laura.
I got to go pick Jacob up.
Thanks for joining us on the commentary, Laura. I really enjoyed having you here. Some good insight. I hope you enjoyed it enough that you'll come back as Peyton Daniels puts this one into shallow left field and the role continues here for the Vespers. Thanks, Laura.
Thanks for having me. It was awesome. It was a great experience.
We'll see you next week?
Yeah, see you next week. See you, everyone.
Thanks so much. Laura Bond, ladies and gentlemen, for her work here on the call team. And guys, what do you reckon about that?
Well, what a treat for the people at home, and what a treat for Laura to sit with us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. To have a thorn amongst the roses was just magic for a minute there.
Nick, that's a voice you can't ever get sick of hearing, surely.
Good to have her on board and want to mix up. And she brought some insight too for these young pitchers.
She's backing up the pitches, and that's what I love about her, I suppose, is her love for the pitches. She's got a lot of time for them, a lot of love for them, and she would back them up 100%, which is exactly what the Thunder need to do here to hold these runs.
Zully Adams hitting in the 9th spot here for the Vespers. Again, great to see the pitchers getting a try with the bat here. And look at the smile on her face. She's loving this opportunity.
Can't believe she's batting, can she?
Change of pace, 68
close.
Ks, it floated in. And
that's a floater.
And the Travelodge Aussie Spirit Vice Captain in Bell White says, I probably would have had a crack at that.
Yeah. It's right in the zone too for putting it just over this short fence line.
Swing and a miss for a second strikeout of the inning for Ellie Georgiaris. Wow, 12 runs at the top of the first, 8 runs at the bottom of the first. It was a 20-run inning.
That was amazing. This is a time game, is it not?
No time, it's 3 innings.
This could go till tomorrow, the way that these guys are batting. James.
What happens there if they just keep scoring runs and no outs? Is there a mercy?
There's no run rule in fully loaded softball. You play until it finishes. Now, guys, let's have a look at the Vespers defense. We've got a change in pitcher. Looks like Ella Forrester is going to take the mound. Peyton Daniels still catching. What other changes? Did we see Melissa de Grief has taken the diamond for the first time? So hello to everyone watching in the Netherlands. Melissa de Grief is playing for the Vespers tonight. Because they're down a couple of players as well. So we very much appreciate those internationals that come to Adelaide to play softball and take up these opportunities.
Yep.
And of course, we said it last week, the offer is still there to any of our other internationals that are in town.
100%, and we have got some very, very talented players getting around in the A-grade, overseas players that I would love to see out here. Help develop everybody. Sorry, James?
Well, we also put that offer out to any of our Travelodge Aussie Spirit players as well watching at home. If you can get here, we're not going to pay for you, but if you can get to Adelaide,
well, depends who they are.
We'll give you a team to play for.
Angels.
Yeah. Well, if you're passing through.
Yeah.
I mean,
Neve Adams just chalks the cue there, and a good tag out from Becky Havas. A run scores. Kelsey Barker crossing the plate. She's crossed the plate a few times tonight. She hit a home run in the top of the first, but she also got on base from a...
Thanks to Becky's long arms there, just grabbing that tag. She did go off the line a bit.
Simi Dhaliwal for the Thunder. Got aboard in the first inning. Simi, part of the under-18 state team.
An 86-kilometre inside low pitch. Very hard to do something decent with that.
Up the middle, a single that's going to score a run. Sophie Roberts crosses the plate. Chloe Charlton with the wheels. Scores from second. and dives in safely, slides in safely to second base is Simi. So some great action for the Thunder. Let's watch the statewide Super replay.
And she gets every bit of that too, and it fires out. And that I haven't got my paper. I'm sitting in a different chair now, but running from second and rounding third and coming home at full steam too. James, who was that one there? Oh, Chloe. Right, thank you.
The designated runner for the game for the Thunder. Sarah Tonkin up to bat for the green team.
There she is.
From Emmsee Sportswear.
Shoes Tonkin, what can she do? She's got a runner in scoring position, and they need to build on this run. As we saw the Vespas bring in 8.
Those
they need to build this
match,
lead.
don't they?
They do match the bat.
They do.
Yeah.
And Nick's been eyeing them off along with the bat.
I don't mind them. I don't mind them. Leaving that one on the outside. Damien doesn't like it.
86 k's an hour. Guys, I just want to give special thanks to the lady on our left. Kelsey Nucky has been controlling the monitor, the 15-second shot clock all night. Thanks very much to Kelsey for sticking it out. Second week in a row. You didn't need the umbrella tonight, Kels?
No.
Take it ahead.
No. Yucky.
Look at it, shy of the camera too. Doesn't mind trotting around the diamond though when she and fumbles that one out, and Maddie Cameron tries to fire.
Oh no.
That's the dangerous one, Nick, that I was mentioning before.
Yeah, that subsequent play there that probably was a bit unnecessary. I'm going to call it, it was unnecessary. There's nothing worse than a subsequent play that's not required. It's cost them a base there.
Statewide Super replay. It came off the end of the bat, so 2 chalked off the end of the bat in 2 batters. And yes, Maddie Cameron probably could have held on to that one. High, but Indigo Vector Silva got over the top of that one to make sure that it was hit into the ground. So perhaps a hit and run was put on the hitter in the left-handed batter's box. Sarah Tonkin, the runner on first.
It was a fair chopper, that's for sure. She's brought it right down from a height.
Did another run just scored then as well, I think. So
yep.
16 now for the Thunder. But Vespa put 8 on in the first inning,
they're
so they're not out of it.
They're only 8 behind. In the top of the second.
Way outside that one and low.
2 balls, 1 strike on Vector Silva. Another one of the switch hitters for the under-18s.
Great slap there.
Oh,
Cara Schultz sharks that one across, but Vector Silva beats that one out. That's the advantage from the left-handed side. If she was in the right-handed batter's box, she was cold. Let's watch the statewide Super replay, and we'll see the Shark navigator herself come across there, cut off the shortstop to make the play. Good call.
She has sharked that from Maddie, who was all over that.
But the third base's ball, you're coming across, you're running at the right direction, you pick it up and you fire it. Sarge did a very, very good play there, cleanly picked up. Another Seacombe Tigers player at third base there. We had Peyton Daniels do the same thing last game.
You're the OG of the Shark navigation, Lee, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Lee.
Yeah.
Lee. I just called him Lee. I looked to my left and I thought I was Lee.
And a big shout out to Lee, who had his 108th birthday
During the week, yeah.
During the week.
I caught up with him yesterday, just quickly, and he did say thank you for the mention, but...
He's not looking good for 108, is he?
He actually suggested that we were taking a little bit of Mickey out of him during the call.
No.
We love you, Lee, and we miss you. I miss you so much that I called Nick Lee.
Yeah.
G'day to Lee.
Mickey
He'll
Lee.
join the Spacequake call team on Saturday. Saturday action, Adelaide Club competition, 2 o'clock.
He's a man that knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Oh, she's dug that out and put it in a perfect hole. Beautiful.
Force out made at second, so a pretty good play in the end from Amber Hood. The ball was in no man's land. The runner from second advanced to third, but that's about all that happened. Indigo Vector Silva.
She did the right thing. I suppose
fumbled.
she's held up, but it's cost her in the end.
She may have looked the wrong way.
Yeah, she was looking down at home or third there. Maddie Cameron was screaming as she was covering second base there.
Look out. Bill White up to bat.
Oh, jeez, that was in the
put
power
out.
zone.
You know what? Why don't you just go have first and you can take second?
Got it. You got to put her on, surely.
This could be a 3-run shot or...
Runners at the corner, so 2 runs on for Bill White. low for a ball. But maybe there's not enough runners on base for her. It's not even worth taking the bat off her shoulder.
Who hits a 3-run homer these days? Do you know what I mean?
Not enough. Not enough.
Couldn't fit any more RBIs in her bag anyway.
Travel Aussie Spirit Vice Captain Belinda White. Right at the back of the box, and this one's
Oh,
high.
she wanted it
it's
anyway.
A chance. Centerfield gets under it and takes a good catch to end the inning.
Is that
and
her first out?
the first out of the competition
Hungry.
for Belinda White.
no.
Very
Undisciplined.
hungry. Very undisciplined batting.
That is terrible.
He will not be happy with that.
Oh, no.
Good catch taken out at
I'll
Centerfield
tell you
for the
what,
Vespas.
she was
to
paying
end
very
the inning.
short odds to go the whole tournament not getting out. Very short, $1.05, Winks style.
All right, guys, let's quickly go to social media, and we talk about the best in the business. Spacequake Sports, David Muggleton and his team. We were talking Lee Hull before, best
on.
colour man in the league.
I can
How about the best player to ever play the game?
I can actually see a very long last name here.
Watching at home, Andrew Kirkpatrick. G'day to Cheesy, watching from
The
Canberra.
big cheese.
Now,
Love you, mate.
I think you may have heard the rumour about everybody getting into the pitches, about whether they can bat or not. Cheese, I had nothing to do with it, mate. I back you as a pitcher and as a batter.
And this is why it's so important to not just practice pitching, and Cheese is such a great example of that.
One of the best batters.
He is such a good hitter.
around.
Such a good hitter.
He's about 9'6", can reach from batter's box to batter's box.
Yeah, I think he's shrunk a bit now. He's only about 8 foot,
Oh.
isn't he? Yeah.
How-
He's getting older.
How did you guys go last time you faced Cheesy?
To be honest with you,
Put him to right field.
Cheese, I don't want to embarrass you, but I did get a single off you. It was my first and only. I think he threw me a change-up that was about 110 k's an hour. And I dribbled one off the end of the bat.
Now that'll put you off.
He's having a laugh at home as well. He says hello to the Spacequake Cool team. We'll see you at Skins in a couple of weeks, Andrew, as Matty Cameron grounds out to third base. But the catcher can't get a handle on that, and the runner scores from third base. So Vespas right back into it here. They're travelled by 8, and they've just got one back as we see a new pitcher. This is Araha Munro throwing for the Thunder.
Ooh, that
Now, we
was an
haven't seen her
unlucky-
pitch in this form, have we? I haven't seen her anyway. What can she do here? Bell's going to have a tough time calling this one. We don't want to give up too many runs.
Yeah, Becky's been in pretty good touch so far tonight. She had a screaming shot in the earlier game, and she's been part of this Vespas lineup that came from behind to beat the Angels earlier on.
Well, this is going to do Munro the world of good, pitching to someone with the likes of Belinda White, who's having an amazing tournament
And
or
that's what it's
competition.
all about, this competition, isn't it?
100%.
Getting the juniors right in there, getting them involved, getting them in a pressure situation, and having someone like Bell behind her. How
Hey,
cool.
A big shout out to Softball Australia and Softball SA for putting this together. I mean, this is fantastic for the kids. It's fantastic for those playing, watching, spectators. Oh, that come off the foot and that's a dead ball.
Dead ball off the foot. Yeah, thanks for that, Mark. That's a nice sentiment, and it's our pleasure to bring the fast action of fully loaded softball, and Softball Australia, of course, will bring version 2.0 of the Summer Slam.
Yes.
And we look forward to the coverage, which will be on Fox Sports.
Yeah, get around it for those that are playing at home. These girls are nothing but smiling. They're learning every game. It's a great thing. A lot of work goes into this, and I don't think it's recognised, you know, for all the behind-the-scenes.
Well, you got Kelsey here on the laptop.
Becky Havas going
out.
opposite field again, and good catch taken out at right field. Fires the ball in quickly. All the runners are going. It's going to be
It's
touch
out.
and go at the plate, and Belinda White makes the out. So good piece of the ball from Havas, but it was caught at right field. Let's watch the statewide super replay. Runners all took off on the catch. Very interesting to see, but the right fielder was in close enough and made the out at home.
That almost caught Belinda White out then, because she wasn't expecting that run to come home. And then all of a sudden she turns around and then had to run back and cover the base. It's almost got away with it.
Indigo back to Silver made a good play.
So she was about to lace the running it.
Bell far too quick for her when she did pick up on the fact she was coming home. She was all over that.
Hayley Benithan, the hitter for the Vespas.
She's been resting all night, Bell White. She's only been jogging around the bases, so there's no, you know what I mean? She's not exhausted by any stretch of the imagination. There's that bat. And Hayley Benithan.
Yeah, let's see what Hayley Benithan can do. She needs to score a couple of more runs here. It'd be great to see her bring in the 2.
James, you were saying that Hayley has come off a 3-game home run hitting streak or something?
Last weekend, how about this? For the Vespas, she hit a home run. Then Friday night, she played women's baseball, cleared the left field fence. And then on Saturday, against the Seacombe Tigers, she hit a 230-foot monster home run against the Seacombe Tigers as the Walkerville Cats rolled the Tigers in the Adelaide Club competition. 3 home runs in 3 days.
She's got a great batting style. Watch as she sets up and she sort of pivots. As she pivots, her hands just drop a little bit there. But
watch out, Cubs.
You see her shoulders and her hips just pivot around. Very good batter.
But I love her. I love it. I love the balls she hits, but more importantly, I love the balls she leaves. And I love, like, you can get a really good insight. If you're watching at home, you can see her from the side there, and you can see that the actual leaving of the pitch and her decision making. You can almost see it, what she's coming to decide.
Ariel Munro up to the challenge, strikes out Benithan for the 3rd out of the inning, and the Thunder in control of this ball game as we head into the top of the 3rd inning, and they've got a commanding lead of 16 runs to 9. Hey guys, last time these two teams played, it was a 20-9 ball game, and the Thunder took 5 points.
5 bonus points.
5 points, and that took them to top spot on the ladder, and they are absolutely in control of this game as we go to the top of the 3rd inning, as we were just interrupted there by State Umpire Chief Steve Wallace-Yarra. He just wanted that ball back into play.
Trying to pocket the game ball.
Social media, guys.
Yeah, get on.
Hey, dankjewel to Elise Felix. She's watching from the Netherlands, and she's made a comment. Do you want to read that for us?
Yeah, it's something about Melissa.
It's in Dutch, guys. So hello to Elise and everyone watching in the Netherlands. I've got a lot of close friends over there at the DVH family.
You got Joe Fairley all the way from Mount Barker watching.
Sully Green's watching from Two Wells.
Oh, Two Wells. Get into it.
G'day to everyone watching at home. Back to the action. Quick turnaround here. Ella Forrester throwing for the Vespas, and up to bat is Kelsey Barker as she crushes this from the left field. And Melissa de Grief, we're just talking Dutch just then. Great catch, and she will say dankjewel alsjeblieft as she catches that one.
That actually looks double Dutch.
And the first out, and no run scored on that play. So the runner wasn't tagging up or didn't want to take on the arm of the Dutch left fielder. Up to bat, Sophie Roberts. Creamed one last time up to bat. Powerhouse.
Oh, she got that out the inside.
Inside out to right field, and the runner's going to try to score from second. Great play at home.
Oh, that was close.
The out was called. Sophie Roberts takes off for second, but an RBI single for Roberts. Let's watch the statewide super replay.
All over it there, umpire Damien McCauley. She slides in. He's in the perfect position. Yeah, he says, I'll have you.
Yep, ring that up.
Give me a little bit of camera time, he says.
He did take a little bit of decision-making time, but definitely out.
Steph Trzynski.
She can't stop, can she, Bell? Look at that play.
Great pick up in foul territory.
Actually, a really good play.
She got a change for the Vespas. Bell wide in, didn't it?
Oh, they're walking. No. What are we doing here?
Oh, the bat flip. Yeah, the bat flip on a walk. I like it.
Well, it's all happening here. And
intentional walk.
Nothing's happening, and it's all happening all at the same time. Steph Trzynski gets intentionally walked. Belinda White gets replaced as the temporary runner comes in. Catch a speed-up rule in effect here. Neve Adams, the batter up to bat for the Thunder.
Beautiful high zone pitch there. 86 Ks.
2 out. Good pitch on the inside.
Lovely.
Oh, Maddie Cameron out there at shortstop, waving her arm around. Don't tell me she can pitch as well. I haven't seen her throw the ball, and she thought that one was in the perfect position.
Swing and a miss.
Plenty of spin on that ball.
Well, we've got loaded bases. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes.
Forrester in emotion and deals on the outside edge. She was pretty pumped about that, wasn't she? She thought it might have been close, and And wouldn't this be at least a chance to stay in the game here for the Vespas if they can get out of here without too much scoreboard damage?
Well, they got 8 before, James, in the first. So they get 8.
8 will tie it up.
Thunder needing a hit. They need a ball in play.
We're all watching in anticipation.
What's going to happen?
And they get the run. No damage.
Well, an intentional walk to Trzynski and then a walk to Neve Adams, and Jess Bushell scores from third base on the walk. Simi Dhaliwal for a third turn up for the game. Has been quite damaging here for the Thunder. This one goes foul. Cara
Luckily,
Schultz just out of reach.
Struggling to pick up the ball, but lucky that was foul. And that would have at least brought another run in.
Our special guest commentators from before, Scott and Iwan Radigan, just having a play by a catch there just to the side of us. I thought the ball was coming our way. Oh, here we go. We're going to run down play here. Neve Adams is going to fall short here. Good play from Maddie Cameron at shortstop. The run scores as umpire Macaulay gives us the all clear for that. Well, plenty happening there as I divert the attention from the game. Doesn't it always happen here? Statewide Super Replay will show that the runner from third scored on that infield hit.
I tell you what, there's been plenty of running mix-up, hasn't there, in this format? People just not aware of what's happening, and that's, I think it's coming down to the quick decisioning that you have to do. You have to speed up the game and making the wrong calls with the running all the time.
Well, you've got to know the play before it happens, and that's stock standard softball, right? You know, if your ball comes to you, you've got to know where you're going to go, but you throw in, there's loaded bases from the start. The other players are aggressive in their turns at bat, their throws, their base running, so you don't have much time to make that decision.
It's great base running practice because there's a couple of teams that need it, obviously. There's been a lot of confusion on the bases.
Just quickly at social media, we've got a couple of new names watching. Chris Lewis watching from home. Dave Burst, g'day to Dave, he's watching from Sydney. And Pippa Atkins is watching. She was supposed to join us in the commentary box. She's obviously gone home. We're going to make her join us at the commentary position next week.
We might do a roving.
Jess Torpy's watching from Queensland. G'day, Jess. Tell your husband he's a hack. Reggie Fairley's watching, and Chantel Lewis is watching. They're probably watching together, Chris and Chantel. G'day to you two. Well, home run hero from the last game, Amber Hood up to bat. She hit the 4-run blast to break the hearts of all the Angels fans at home.
Isn't she hitting well?
Not only at home, James, there was a couple here that she broke. And there
She's done it again! A grand slam home run to Amber Hood! She's put this one deep. 4 runs will score. It'll be an 18-13 ball game, and we will see the Vespas home run celebration yet again. And for the second time, Amber Hood.
Do I say it? Wowee, Jim.
They've been completely hoodwinked, haven't they, the Thunder? What just happened there again?
Only 4 runs for a grand slam, David. It was 18-9.
Yeah.
18-9 at the top at the change of innings. So 18-13 is the score. They're within 5 now, but they've still got a little bit of work to do.
This is where it gets hard, doesn't it? Because now you revert back to a normal softball game where you got the clear bags and you've got to bat your way through it. And we saw the Thunder were good enough to do it, and in the first innings, so were the Vespas.
Got to bat your way out of trouble here.
Big swing there from Cara Schultz, and this is going to be an interesting battle. These two guys, Aaron Munro and Cara Schultz, great friends, teammates at Seacombe. A few junior premierships together at the Seacombe Softball Club. And
that one just high, leaving that on the outside.
Cara Sarge has been having a few issues tonight with the change-up, the slow one. She's going hard at it. She's trying to make the momentum herself instead of just meet the ball.
Flying outside, and wouldn't Munro be thriving on this opportunity to throw to Travelodge Aussie Spirit Vice Captain Belinda White?
Certainly would, as Lee would say.
Oh. That one low and outside, so they're certainly pitching around. Well, not calling anything too much in the zone.
Full count and payoff pitch here for Schultz as she gets hit by a pitch. Gee, she's
Did she move?
Well, it would have been ball 4. It's
Yeah.
hit her right on the point of the elbow. Runner aboard for the Vespas, so we hope she's all right. Not going to make any more comments or references to Facebook after that one. Matt, you've ruined it for everyone. It's a double play attempt here from the Thunder. Ground ball to third base. Lead-off runner is caught short. So good play from Sophie Roberts. Ella Forrester aboard for the Vespas, and up to bat is Melissa de Grief. So
Here we go. Get your clogs on.
Here we go. The
Vespas.
Dutch
Waving the flag.
up to bat. De Grief, she's helping us out here tonight as a couple of players unavailable, and very thankful for the West Australian Softball Club.
Talking about batting styles before, Mark, isn't this getting to see something from the Netherlands, and isn't this an aggressive stance?
Well, that back leg is loaded, isn't
Yeah,
it? Like this,
yeah, cocked and ready.
It's ready to go, and if she can just connect and swing through. Going back to what you were just saying, a big thank you to those clubs that have let the players come out. Ooh.
Don't you're not liking that one too far inside.
This is a fantastic opportunity for those clubs to get their up-and-coming players, their star players out to work with young juniors coming through the ranks. As we see Melissa push that one out, she beats it. Can she beat it out? No.
Good play at second base from Jess Bushell for the second out. De Grief advances the runner to second, and Peyton Daniels with 2 out. The Vespas are down to their last out.
They are looking desperate. They need Peyton to score here. They've got a runner in scoring position. She needs to do something with the bat.
So we put the rally caps on for the Vespas. Get behind them. This will make it.
You never want to be stuck behind a Vespa, do you? Never.
Not on a freeway.
With an orange flag. This will make it, James. If Thunder get up, again, 1 win apiece.
Oh, big swing
on
from
the fully
Peyton.
loaded
Oh,
Thursday
wow.
night. Perfect.
Or in a mirror image of week 1 just last Thursday, it was the Angels defeating the Thunder. The Vespas beating the Angels, and as we sit right now, the Thunder in a good spot to defeat the Vespas. So we'll have a table that looks 4 games played, 2 wins apiece, 2 losses each, and so to just be the run difference that will make up the difference on the ladder. Ground ball
through the
second
legs.
base, through the legs. Good call there from Nick. Runner will come home to Belinda White.
Bill
Makes
White.
the tag to end the game. The bat looked like it was in the way, so she couldn't make that decision to slide. Well, how about
That's
that?
all
That one
over.
super replay. Let's have a look at it. Peyton Daniels will arrive safely at first. What a great
Good
play
throw.
from right field. Belinda
Not a
White
bad throw.
dives.
On the toe, bang, you're out.
Make the
Nothing
out
you can
there
do.
they go.
She put the glove in the perfect spot. You slide into the glove. You can do a flip over the top of it.
Yeah.
Saw that on
Any
YouTube.
young catcher at home, have a look at that. That is the perfect position to get it into.
Well, there you go. That's the last play of the evening, and she was a toe length away from home.
And look at Damien too going.
Yeah,
Ooh,
what
that's
a
very
big slide.
close.
That's what he was saying. Well, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, how about that? It was week 2 of fully loaded softball action, and we have seen 2 games for each team played tonight.
We're
1 win
seeing
apiece.
Such even competition as well. It's brilliant. It's great to see each team get up in certain circumstances, and it's great to see so many runs.
Well, guys, the camera's not on us tonight, so we might do a quick wrap-up, I reckon. Let's talk through the night very quickly. Game 1, Angels versus Thunder. It was the Angels that got up over the Thunder to record the first win of the night. Game 2 was the Vespas over the Angels, and Game 3, it was a fast-starting Thunder.
Player of the match for this last game. Who is that going to be?
Oh gosh, Belinda White had a couple of turns of bat in the first inning.
She's seen some Amber Hood action.
Amber Hood.
Oh, yeah, definitely pop
Amber
on the
Hood's
bonnet.
probably my player of the night, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah.
She hit the walk-off home run to win Game 2 for the Vespas. So she was the home run hero in Game 2 of the night. She backed it up with a grand slam home run in this game. So she's had just a few at-bats for at least 8 RBIs.
Bell got out
She
for
got
the
a walk
first
her
time.
first turn about.
Bell got out for the first time. She can't be...
Right or off?
No, that's despicable.
Yeah.
Right or off?
Yep. No, Amber Hood.
All right, guys. Look, very special thanks to all our broadcast partners, Spacequake Sports. You've done another fantastic job. Thanks to the teams, Scoots Cafe, West Beach, Vespas. We had the Emmsee Sportswear Thunder, and of course the MFSA Nairne Angels. Thanks to our special guests that joined us in the commentary position tonight. That was Jesse Dressick from the Nairne Angels. We had Scott Radigan, the head coach of the Seacombe Tigers, and the Batgirl for this evening was Ireland. Very special thanks. She was from the Glenelg Rebel Softball Club. And you can be the bat boy or girl if you comment on the Facebook page. Tell us who your favourite player is. Tell us who your favourite team is. And tell us why you should be bat boy or girl for one of these teams. We had Laura Bond join us on the commentary team, and very special thanks to her. We hope we haven't seen or heard the last of her. She had a lot of great comments.
We haven't heard the last.
Definitely haven't heard the last of it. Going to hear a bit tonight, actually, James.
And of course, the gentleman, one to my left, Nick Green, one to my right, Mark Cramp. Any closing comments, guys?
Just another great week of fully loaded softball. I'm really enjoying it, James. I want to thank you for asking me to come out and have a look at this. I probably wouldn't have come out if it wasn't for you asking me to come out, but I'm so glad I did because it's getting better week by week, and I'm loving it.
Do yourself a favour. If you got the time, come down Thursday night. Check it all out live. The hot chips are here.
Well, they're not now, but they were.
Get in before Nick gets them. The play is amazing. Thank you very much, Softball SA, for bringing us another and Spacequake Sports.
Everyone at home watching, still a fair few watching at home, so thank you to all you guys. Love you, Matty Torpy. I've probably hit more home runs than you have in your career, mate. So very special thanks to everyone who commented, and please make sure you like it, share it, and come back and join us next Thursday night from 7 p.m. Check us out on the social media pages. We'll make sure we'll make a couple of extra posts during the week. And we can, of course, catch this Spacequake Sports action 2 p.m. this Saturday, Adelaide Club competition right here on Spacequake Sports. G'day to Wendy, who made the last comment of the night. And gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening, James.
Thank you very much.